Hello everyone, and welcome to today's official IPL Minecraft stream. I'm here with Jardonian. I'm Hoenn Hero. How are you, Jar?
I'm good. How are you doing, big man?
It's doing great today.
It's him. It's Mr. John Lowink, everybody. Today.
This is Lowink. Where's
my
Did someone take my Lowink?
My bad. I was hungry.
Oh, come on.
It's mine. You can't have it.
What do you mean I can't have it? It's mine.
No.
Oh my goodness. We're here to have some fun. But here we are with SOS here today, and we're just gonna get right into it. First up here today. Actually, do we have the right teams up?
Not the right teams, I believe, unless something changed in the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, no. The teams, yeah,
fixed here. But today, starting us off first round, we will be watching Milk Rain versus Renegades. As this gets fixed. Did they change it? Are we watching something else?
Okay, yeah. We're working with a streamer to get things working. It looks like the correct teams are up here, but yeah, Renegades, Milk Rain. That's the correct team, right?
Yes, this is correct. So,
awesome.
I don't know a whole lot about either of these teams. The one thing I do know is that Demo on Renegades is actually one of our YouTube editors, so shout out to Demo. That's cool. Otherwise, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. We're going to Shipshape Zones, which is certainly the map mode of all time.
I mean, we'll get to know them as we watch them play. That's pretty much just how we do things here, right? You know, we're not like the best commentators. We're just here to have a bit of fun. That's a lot of what these streams are for, after all. You know, have some fun, enjoy things, have some fun with chat and shenanigans. So I'm not too concerned about that. But for Shipshape, Shipshape's a bit of an interesting map. It's got a lot of open area. Honestly, I enjoy that bit as a range blaster player. Can get a lot more sparks picks personally.
Real.
But snipers, I could see the pencil being more oppressive here. Again, I don't know. I don't think me or Char played much Splatoon recently.
Yeah, not particularly. We're pretty emergency comms in case you guys couldn't tell, but we're gonna do our best.
We're here to talk about Minecraft 90% of the time.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about actual Splatoon. Just as a heads up.
Shipshape Zones is it's a strange map mode. The zone is kind of almost hold off. It's got like it's just surrounded on pretty much all sides by walls, and it's got a ceiling over a good chunk of it, which makes it very interesting compared to a lot of other map modes. So I'm interested to see how teams will play this one.
To an extent, I don't think the ceiling is low enough to actually attach sprinklers to it, though, so I don't think it's really impactful. At least I don't recall seeing that myself. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's pretty flat open overall. So guess we'll see what happens on that front. We should be ready to go here soon. But in the meantime, what have you been up to lately, Jardonian?
Not a whole lot. Getting our stuff prepped for next year. It's been a very busy time here at IPL. We've had a good handful of meetings figuring out what our 2025 is going to look like. It should be good. So, you know, keep an eye out, chat. It'll be exciting. I promise you that.
A couple exciting things in the work, to say the least, but, you know, not ready to talk about them quite yet, because you got to iron out those details. After all, it wouldn't be fair to y'all to say, we're doing X, and then, no, we're not, sorry.
We're not anymore,
because it was underbaked, right? The only time I ever want to do that is if something weird happens, like an emergency comes up and we don't have a choice, right?
Yeah.
That
like with
you can't really avoid that.
Yep, it happens from time to time, like when we had to do ladder ink and things like that, where things just, they change. Some things are out of our control, but we do what we can to make sure we give you guys what we promise.
I mean, that was the Nintendo situation. There's not a lot you can do about that one, honestly. You just roll with it when that happens. Let me see here. Okay, looks like we're picking weapons right now, so we should be going here
Again,
soon.
shortly here.
Honestly, oh, here we go. I'm going to start off here against Flat Zones on Barnacle and Dime, actually. Hold up. Why is it?
There was either a mispick or they said no. We'll see.
Okay.
Something was wrong here. We'll find out.
Whatever, we can roll with it.
Yeah, we got some pretty typical comps here we see going in. Both teams running that bubble, as that has become the pretty dominant thing in this meta. One team here actually running cooler lists, which is very interesting, from Renegades, which is fun to see. Just both teams immediately fighting it out on zone, trying to get that initial cap and get some paint down here. The cooler does come out and the bubble, coordinating those specials very well. Crab shreds that bubble, and they're just doing their best to take space here.
Renegade's going to go ahead and push back after their initial success from Milk Rain, trying to really pressure them into the back to lock them out. Goal is Splat Zones, after all. We got a range blast here, which always love to see that. And we got the Kraken coming out too. Let's see how effective that's going to be here. It doesn't look like it's going to do too much. A little bit, maybe? Nope, not.
Doesn't get any ticks, but it is very effectively force people to move, push away from that cooler, hold a little bit more of that space there. Very interesting choice choosing the Kraken range over the Wavebreaker one for zones. I'm interested why they did that, but end of the day, it doesn't really matter, as Milk Rain manages to take that zone back and force Renegades back and towards their spawn region there.
Yeah, I don't know. Usually when I see range, it's usually the Suction Wavebreaker, just because Kraken isn't all that useful for range, because you're trying to maintain your distance and you don't really have much time and much power. It's not like Splatoon 1 where the Kraken was way better as a special, right? So typically you don't see that one as much, even though we were all asking for it to be included. Nevertheless, though, Renegade's going to come in here, try to triple strike, and it sounds like we've got a Kraken coming in on their side too.
The bubbles are kissing. Yeah, Kraken comes out trying to get some picks here. They do manage to retake the zone with 2 down there, taking out that Junior and Bucket 1-for-1 right now. As we see Omega here on this plat, just holding it with that Mint, trying their best to use that obnoxiously large hitbox to make sure nobody can get out of spawn right now.
Yep, Milk Rain is pushed a good bit back here, but they're going to go ahead and start moving in with specials. We got Trip Strikes and Crab on line. One underneath, they're going to try to stop the Crab, or well, not the Crab, just stop those moving in, and they do not get that. We get Cooler,
they get it.
Pencil. Just going to go ahead and push right in. Slosher staying a bit back, though.
They effectively take that space, just doing a pretty good job of holding it. So far, a pretty back and forth game. Neither of these teams seem super dominant over the other, which is good. I will say the paint from that pencil seems to be very, very critical, and I'm wondering if not having coolers beginning to hurt Renegade, as they're repeatedly getting forced out, and those deaths are starting to mean a lot more comparative to the insta respawn coming off of Milk Rain here with that cooler. So I'm interested to see if that'll end up mattering for the rest of the set.
Yeah, I think the constant back and forth is definitely going to favor those who can really get those specials online and get themselves back up from being pushed back. Renegade's turn here to push back in. We'll see if that works out. And they do have 2 specials online, potentially 3rd coming in. Kraken does get 1 there before backing off. Smart play. And they're going to go ahead and take zone here, it looks like. Yes.
Yep. You just barely managed to get that retake there, and they're doing a pretty good job of holding this plat, which is kind of where you have to go. Even after the rework, Barnacle does still play in this way where you kind of have to follow this like flow chart of leaving spawn to taking plat to taking mid. So they're doing a good job of using that positioning and following how you kind of have to push on this stage. So doing overall a pretty good job. Oops, the bucket in a pretty bad spot right now. Does get picked off there by the bubble. Ooh.
Yeah, that was a tricky spot to be in, to say the least. I don't think I would have been able to do any better.
Yeah, all you can really do there is maybe try and jump out, but even that wasn't going to work. It looks like Renegades are trying to push back. They're doing a pretty good job of keeping the game relatively even, especially with how often they're getting staggered here. I'm interested to see. Yeah, the bubble comes out right in front of that plat. Ooh, dive the bomb, though. Just hucking bombs, just throwing everything they got, trying to get that bubble shred so they can push back up. The strikes come out with the cooler coming out from Milk Rain, too. Ooh, this is going to be a... Oh, wait. Oh, they take the lead just like that.
They take lead.
It's not a big lead.
Does get it back, though.
Yep.
Small lead, enemy in control. It's not close to over yet. 35 seconds on the clock. Milk Rain is putting pressure on with that crab, and trip strikes coming out now. Cooler up. They've got a lot of power.
The Kraken does come out, pushing back, trying to push up, get a pick, trying for this pencil. Just barely doesn't get it, but he's weak. Does get it with the red. Renegade gets the retake. They're managing to hold. The bubble comes out. Ooh, real bad spot for this blaster right now. He gets the pick.
Wipe out.
If they could recap,
we are going to hold this. That's going to be a game for Renegade.
That's going to be a game. Renegade takes it. Coolerless, man. They came out on top despite everything. What can I say? I wasn't a believer, but they got it.
Yeah, cooler definitely is important in Splat zones, especially at top level. I know recently I saw Chara put out a bit of a tier list of specials and weapons on Splat zones, right? And top level play, he clarified later. And cooler was essential, right? The only thing marked as essential. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's right for every team, right? Top level, the very, very, very top level, like +1, is such a small area of the community. It doesn't mean you can't see success with it like Renegade saw here. It doesn't mean they have the set yet, but they definitely saw success there with that first game. I believe the maps have been corrected now. Obviously the first one is. And we have Rainmaker on Museum correct, it looks like.
Yes.
Yes. All right, I have confirmation. So, Rainmaker on Museum. Any thoughts, Jordonian?
I hate this map mode. Those are my thoughts on Rainmaker Museum de Alfonsino. But realistically, I think this is probably going to be... This is a pretty decently strong bubble map. Bubble's strong on Rainmaker generally. It lets you kind of take those checkpoints pretty effectively. So I'm interested to see what gets ran here. I know there was a junior last game. I wonder if that gets ran again. Overall, I'm not super sure what we're going to see.
Okay, I interrupt this commentary to tell Splatoon Lily, who's in chat, that they're a bigger nerd.
Thank you, Habanero.
Shenanigans. But yeah, no, Rainmaker Museum. Honestly, it makes for some interesting sets. Just like Ship Shape, which wasn't what we played, but we talked about it, right? Ship Shape, it's pretty wide and open, but the difference with Museum is you got that elevated portion on either end. Paint is key to taking this. If you got paint in mid, you have a lot of power here because that gives you a lot of mobility and control. Your blaster, roller, whatever is sharking, because a lot of things get shark will do a lot better. Anyways, since they were starting, we'll just stop yapping about it and just see what people do here. CRB coming back out, and
same comps coming out from both teams here. Probably some comfort picks, which makes a lot of sense. Both teams just paint up here, get ready to take some space, fight for mid here. See who gets this initial pop. It looks like it is most likely going to be Renegades. There we go. They take that. That Mint's coming out trying to take some space. Both teams just kind of throwing some paint on the field. The Crab comes out, potentially try and get some pick from Soap here. Just, lobbing some stuff. They're pushing up, opening up a lot of space towards that plat. The bubble comes out too. They're down 2. They're taking the pitch here.
Initial push. Ooh, nice pick from the pencil there. And they do stop the Rainmaker at the 80 mark. Not much of a push from Renegades. And that's going to give Milkrain the chance to not only grab the Rainmaker, but grab mid. So this is going to be big for them.
They have Cooler active too. There's a pretty good chance here that they could potentially get a solid push in here with those buffs, try and take that first checkpoint. The Crab comes out on stack, see if it can potentially do anything. Just ooh, big double from the mid. Bro got dove. That's crazy.
That was amazing. I like that. Someone clip that.
Yes, please save me. I don't want to have to clip this later when I'm making the short. Anyways,
but chat, do our bidding.
Yes, chat, pretty please. Looks like currently Renegade trying to push up here, take some more space on this plat. The Kraken comes out trying to take space, pushing through the bubble, does manage to get up through and break that first checkpoint, which is huge. It is one of the hardest parts of pushing on this map.
That's a major advantage for I'm completely Renegades here. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Nevertheless, good so far, and Milkrain did not take mid here. Not enough, at least. So that's going to be a big advantage for Renegades, who's just going to go ahead and start pushing up here again with the Rainmaker all the way in the corner, actually, behind the 58. This could be big for them.
Yeah, it's in a pretty solid spot for them with the bubble up too. They'll most likely be able to take pop here. Strikes do come out and destroy that bubble, but they did manage to get pop. It didn't end up really mattering, though, because the Strike managed to paint over it. They weren't able to grab. The bubble comes out on the side of Milkrain there with the Crab potentially to shred that. Just trying their best to kind of take space here. There's one with the Crab. Will be able to get another? Not quite. Does take a lot of space, though. The Kraken comes out, pushing all the way back here. Does not manage to get a pick, but it does take a lot of space and put them in a good position to be able to kind of pincer in the middle here.
Good with the smart plays overall there, the aggression, and so it's getting them down to 39 here.
They do go 3 down.
Yeah, Milkrain, they do go 3 down. That gives Milkrain the chance here. They do need to take mid, and it looks like they're doing that, at least from the little bit I saw there. Yeah, they're making some progress here, but Renegade did manage to get down to red. They're not mid, not locked up in spawn, so we'll see how things go here. Definitely a better spot than earlier.
Yeah, as much as I generally am not a fan of the way they were kind of playing earlier around the Rainmaker, dropping plat here does make sense, make sure they can't push it any further, and even if they just have to stall in mid here for a little bit, potentially die, I think it's worth it to get it out of the way. They do unfortunately die. I think that was...
They go 2 down, but they're going to get the checkpoint break here. Almost
there we go. Nice, the Crab comes out.
Playing field.
Gonna get the shred on that Rainmaker with the Crab. They are 1 down potentially here, it looks like. Ooh, the Kraken's out. Oh, that's going to be scary to try and play around here.
4 and several specials inbound. They're going to bob and weave here and wait them out, I think. At least that's what I would believe. Oh, they went for it. They got it to 51.
At least that does give them a little bit, keeps it up there. It means they can't drop it down. They don't have to push all the way back around. But there's the drop, unfortunately, for Milkrain. This is going to be pretty tough. The bubble comes out on plat. A minute left on the clock here. They're trying their best, but it looks like Renegades is most likely going to get another successful push in here. They do set up the bubble. Oh, ooh, gets the 1 though. I'm surprised he didn't die to that. Sees the jump. The bucket does finally stop the Rainmaker, but this is going to be real tough for Milkrain. Crab comes out. Owen, if you're there, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Hey, okay. Say hi, Hoenn.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Thank you, Discord. Anyways, it looks like Milkrain did manage to take the Rainmaker here as we head into the final 30 seconds of play. They're going to have 1, maybe 2 more pushes here, depending on how this goes. They're going to go ahead and start moving up. Renegade looks like they've been pushed back into their base, but they do have the spinner, which is going to be the first big blockade here. Rainmaker free zone causing problems. They are going to get that trade, assisted trade
by that minute.
13 seconds. They have to pop and take in the next 10 seconds because they were the last team to touch the Rainmaker. And it looks like Renegade's just going to lock this down, though. And that is going to be GG's.
Yep, and just like that, Renegade has taken the set. Rainmaker, everybody. Enthralling gameplay, I know. But GG's, Renegade played that very well. They did a good job of using Bubble and Kraken in coordination to be able to kind of hold that space. They did a very good job playing coolerless. I would like to give them a huge shout out for that. I know, especially with where the game's at right now, that can be scary for teams to do. So shout outs to them for doing it.
definitely like to see alternative comps personally. I'm just a kind of an experimenter myself. I not so much with Splatoon because I haven't been playing recently, but in other things I like to try less meta or less preferable combinations because they can be interesting and enjoyable to play and see. And you know, that's what we see here. That's one of the things I know people like to see in low ink as well. So yeah. Definitely there's a time and place for it though. You know, top level play is more than likely going to stick to what makes sense and work, and I understand why, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Something very interesting from the set that I had a really good time kind of watching was like the way the flow between both teams were running a bubble and a crab, and the kind of flow between when they would set up bubble versus when they would use crab to like get protected in their own bubble or shred an enemy bubble or set up a bubble to block another enemy crab. Like the way that dynamic plays out was very interesting. So that was very fun to watch this set. I think they did a really good job with that from both teams personally.
Yeah, that was pretty good. There were a couple interesting plays there too, like the Rainmaker all the way up onto the top of the spinner, getting that pick and diving down and surviving it. That was honestly pretty impressive. A bit hard to pull off like that, but be effective, right? Straight down on the floor shots from the Rainmaker definitely have their time and place, and that was one of them, to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, it was
Lily?
a good set.
If you're gonna, you should do that to Marsh. Don't sign me up for spam emails about Snake. Marsh likes snakes.
Lily,
I don't
stop
mind.
beefing with Colin in live chat.
Oh,
Anyways. Yeah.
Shenanigans abound. Let me see here.
What tomfoolery is going on? It's not spam if you like it. You know,
If you like it.
you're real for that, but...
If I start getting spam emails, I'm gonna DM you about it.
Yes, everybody, I need you to sign Hoenn Hero up for spam emails.
Excuse me.
His email is hoennhero@yahoo.com. Sign him up, sign him up, sign him
Oh
up.
my god. Why are you leaking my email on the internet? Oh my goodness. We should be
anyways.
heading to the next match soon, it looks like. Yeah, it
This
looks
is
like they're starting to
not-
set up. I'm
Yes.
pretty sure we're in the right room. It's L2.1, right? At streamer?
Yes, this is our one.
Cool. We're in the correct room then. We're just waiting on them to set up in this case.
Oh, they got my
so yeah.
goats on stream. Los Inklings. This is one of my favorite teams. I love Los Inklings.
I've played with them a few times. I like them a lot.
Versus
We'll have
Ascension
to-
Rising. Interesting.
I don't know who they are, unfortunately. So we'll obviously be unbiased. We're trained professionals here, and by trained professionals, I mean we read through stuff for about 5 minutes. I'm joking. We've commentated a few times before. We know how to do that at least. But
Well.
We're the
Hoenn Hero, you know who is on Ascension Rising is the one and only breakout commentator of the year, Rocket. I don't know any of the other players, unfortunately. I apologize, but that's another one of my goats, so I had to shout him out. I'm very excited to see this set. I love Los Inklings. They're one of my favorite teams to watch personally.
so
They're
staff
always...
selecting all of the YouTube staff members so Jardonian can talk about them.
Yeah, actually, they're just hyping up people that I know personally that have done work behind the scenes so I can promote them more.
Breakout commentator. Yeah, you know, they are the breakout commentator of the year. They're so breakout that they're going to join us in commentary, right? Totally.
Right now, while they're playing the game.
We're going to hear their call outs, and then we're going to see the action show up on our end, and then y'all will hear it, and it'll just get incredibly confusing on purpose.
Nobody's going to like it, nobody's going to know what's going on, and we will be able to...
High quality production.
Yes, only the highest here at Inkling Performance Laboratories.
I mean, to be fair, we did try to invite Kraken for a tri-cast of Chaos, but he was busy, unfortunately, so we didn't end up doing that.
Yeah. Unfortunately, chat, you've been saved from the worst commentary block of all time because Kraken couldn't make it. So
we had all three of us here. It'd be
so-
pure chaos. We'd be making jokes every 5 seconds. That's the important part of commentating, right?
That's true, yes. If you're funny enough, nobody notices you don't really know how to do it well.
If you're funny enough, you end up like 9 and you get all the big contracts.
Yeah, true. All you have to do is be funny, and you get to work for John Nintendo. So,
hold on, I gotta send what Lily said to Kraken.
Okay.
That's a very,
While Hoenn
very
does that, we are going finally this time for real to ship-shaped zones. As we talked about earlier, this is a very interesting map. It's got some very interesting geometry and a very strange zone placement that makes it a kind of hard to play around sometimes. It makes team comps generally be a little bit more specific. Things like pencil are really good here, but we're about to find out as we go into the first game what we got.
About to say, you know, while we wait, we should just talk about some random other maps since we accidentally talked about this one earlier. But since we're starting, we'll spare y'all from us discussing something like, I don't know, what's the worst map combo in the game?
Anyways, going in here, Los Inklings running a very, very fun team comp that I'm excited to see. We have the Reflux, we have the Heavy, of course, the Tenatech, the Roller, more standard weapons. From the other team, the oh-so-famous Blue Dapple has gone from one of the worst weapons in the game to one of the better ones. With some patches, thankfully, Reef Sliders become a real special weapon. So Splat's up here doing a really good job of doing what brushes do, just schmooving, not dying, taking a lot of space, just taking a lot of attention more so, as we see Ascension Rising get the initial cap on zone here.
There's definitely a lot of interesting to play and fun, honestly. I've watched Kraken play a lot of brushes, you can probably imagine. Sharking, lots of sharking, expect that. That's to say the least. And that shark didn't quite work. Hammer coming on out instead. And the yeet does not get anyone as Ascension Rising losing. It does get the trade there as they take control of the zone here and attempt to, cap. Unfortunately, it looks like Los Inkling is going to go ahead and stop them, push back. Roller did kill them there. They killed the brush.
Yeah, Slug doing a great job using those horizontal flicks to just hold space, be an absolute menace that cannot be approached. It does unfortunately get picked by that Mint there, who's trying to push up, get their bubble set up. They do get it going. Unfortunately, might get
nice
pretty quickly here. They get picked, and they get the zone. Los Inklings, the cooler comes out too, as the Dapple tries to push up here to do something, as all three are rushing down this one player. They don't see he went behind. This could potentially be huge, but we'll see what they do here. The slider out does die.
Exactly.
Slug on a rampage.
Rollers. Yeah, Slug's on a rampage here. That's exactly how your rollers play. Your brushes play similar, right? Except with more slapping instead of just one big play, right? Just different.
Stagger those strikes as they come out there. Hammy got the missiles, probably about to pop there too. They do target 2, which is pretty good. With that Reflux, a much better main weapon now, able to be a pretty effective killer, play off both its kits very well. Rocket pushing up here, trying his best with, he got that slider on the ready, does die with it, unfortunately, no cooler. Oh, 3 down, you're right.
Yeah, I thought it was 3 down. Maybe it was 2.
It was.
Nevertheless, it was a big play for Los Inklings there, and they're moving in and lowering that timer, 40 and counting, and it doesn't look like Ascension's going to be in instantaneous.
Not in a great position. The cooler does come out though, and that Heavy at it, trying his best to shred that bubble, take as much space. Slider comes out, does get the pop, dodge rolls out of the way, doing a good job of dodge rolling into the water. Clip, pretty please, finger pointy. As Los Inklings is doing just a really good job of holding this space. It's going to take a miracle right now. 3, 2, 1. And that is it. Los Inklings takes game 1. Pretty well played from Ascension Rising, though. They started to get locked out towards the end there, but overall they did a very good job of holding space.
There at the end, I was going to say, right, okay, they popped the cooler, right, but that's not quite going to be enough. You need some power to push through, because cooler, right, it'll revive you quickly. That's great and all, but if you pair it with that power, whether that's the Reef Slider we saw, but preferably something a bit more like Trip Strikes or something too, or a Crab, or as much as possible, then you'll really be able to push through and, get into that zone and take it, and it would have fared a bit better there probably. But, you work with what you have. They had what they had. They went for it. It didn't work out, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It happens.
They did what they could. Hopefully, now that they've seen a little bit of what Los Inkling is playing with tonight, they'll be able to adapt and do something here on Clan Blitz Umami. I would like to give a quick shout outs to Rocket and chat for saying, "Nar, nobody saw that." I hope no one saw that, bro. We all saw it. It's clipped. Yeah, everyone saw it. You dodge rolled straight into that water. You took a shower.
Going on the highlight. It's going on the highlight reel, along with me saying it's going on the highlight reel.
Yeah, all of this is. Don't worry. We've never done one before for SOS, but I'll do it for this one specifically. Anyways, Clan Blitz Umami is the map mode of all time. I used to personally not love this one, but after the rework, I think it's actually pretty okay. It's a very weird mode to play. Like, there's not... It feels strange because spawn feels really open and mid feels kind of cramped. It's very interesting. It's fun to see what comps people pick for this one.
Is it bad that the first thing that comes to mind for me is running around with the Grizzcore roller on this map?
No, you're so real for that. It is the best game mode in the game, I fear, but yeah. I don't know.
Definitely an interesting map. Like you said, it's another one of those maps that just feels more flat and open, but not really, because you've got your snipe, right, and that's got various blocks on it, and that also blocks you from spawn to an extent. The block in mid, that has a lot of coverage too, so you can easily shark around. Me as a range blaster player, I cannot count the number of times it's shark behind the other team when they're more focused on one side, fighting the majority of my team on the other. Bang, bang, bang. Zone is ours, right? So we'll see if that works out here for either team, or if the teams are a bit more vigilant and on top of their call-outs here, which is hopefully what they would do, because, you should be playing better than me.
Yeah, we're about to find out as we load in here. I'm really excited to see what comps get run, because this stage has just everything. So we see the Octo Brush come out as opposed to the Ink Brush, which is interesting. Rocket switches to the Carbon Deco. Well, what is this team comp? Hang on. There's a lot going on here. So Wiper, Wellstring, but the Hammer one. It's not the Wavebreaker one. The Tacticooler Dapples, and okay. All right, there's a lot going on here. Anyways, as the match starts here, both teams push up mid, try to take space. Los Inklings immediately take a lot more space. Get 2 down, unfortunately. Oof, that's tough.
Yeah, they're
Splat Shark in here. Yeah, they push up. They got the ball.
They do get the score.
A lot of clams going in the basket here. Zip comes out, probably gonna gets one, probably gets another here. Jumps in, throws it at the reflex, does get another one. But they don't get any clams in the basket, despite holding all that space. They were too focused on getting kills.
I know. I saw them throw one. They probably missed. That's unfortunate. If they hadn't, they would have had the time.
They do already have another ball built up.
What in the world is going on?
He pushes up. Okay, he doesn't get one, but he does let his team take the basket again. Pushing up with that power clam gets the score. It is 39-100, just 1 minute into the game here. Teresa holding this space, got Kraken online as they get more and more clams. One goes down. They are out of clams. Someone needs to push back and grab some now. They get more, down to 24. Kraken comes out. He pushes up, expertly holding on those grapes so that he can't be killed, but man, 9, 6, 3. One more clam will do it, but they don't have
here comes Teresa has one. They're going for it.
Oh, they do die.
Oh, here we go.
It.
Oh my goodness.
Just like that, Los Inklings takes the set. What? That was the game ever. I don't know. What happened?
You guys were done today. Thanks, bye.
All right. Have a good night.
God.
Yeah, what a game, man. That was... Yeah, what a game. I don't know.
We're speedrunning SOS today.
20-minute SOS, in and out.
It's more like 34 minutes at this point, but hey, they're pretty fast,
Yeah, Los Inklings played very, very well. I'm trying to understand what the vision was with that team comp there. There was a lot going on. Wiper, you were running the bad... Next, okay. You were kind of using the worst of the two Wellstrings, which I guess maybe you want the stamp to push on Clan Blitz. I kind of see it. So you made your cooler weapon the Dapple? Question mark? I don't know. They had a vision. That was interesting, but yeah, fun set. Los Inklings.
Sometimes it doesn't work out,
I appreciate the attempt. But yeah, Los Inklings takes it overall. Sad, no ramen zones. That's my favorite map mode in the game.
Don't worry, we can ask them for a friendly match because we probably have like a 30-minute wait here or something. My gosh.
Yeah.
I have no idea when our next match is going to be ready because we kind of just absolutely speed ran this past one. Let me go take a look at the bracket here. I know who is supposed to be playing here, I think. It should show somewhere. Yes, it does. There it is. It does, in fact. This is... Yeah.
Well,
Let me look
we got
here.
a minute, it looks like.
I'm pulling info up right now. Right, so we are. Let me see. One team. We're going to be looking currently at Lunar versus Oasis. That's subject to change to keep in mind because it's always a chance things get shuffled around. Currently, Lunar Eclipse is up 1-0 against guess what in round 2, and Oasis is up 1-0 against. Hold on. What is that team's name? Horse Isolated Background. That's a team name.
Sure.
But nevertheless, it's 1-0. So theoretically, if the two teams we're going to be watching both get the 2-0 here, we could be in this pretty quick. Or these could be just starting game 2 or even pre-game 2 still, and be going 3 in overtime games, and it could be like 10, 12, 13 minutes or something. So we have to get creative here. We have to get creative, sure.
While we kill some time, would you perhaps be interested in doing a Q&A with chat here about what we're doing in 2025? We can't answer all questions, but we can answer some.
Assuming they have questions, I'm down for it.
Yeah, so chat, while we kill some time here, any questions about what IPL is doing in 2025, or any questions from me and Hohen at all?
Are we playing 20 questions, or are we playing ask a question directly and get an actual proper answer?
Probably the latter.
Is IPL hosting a vegetable? No.
Yes, how did you know?
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Well, while chat thinks about questions or potentially chooses to ask them or not, it's fine either way. Honestly, I don't have much else to say right now. I'm trying to think of some shenanigan to pull up. Let me see, hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. Hohen Hero, quickly, we need you to pull up Stellaris. While we wait, you have time for a run.
Are we talking about the funny mushroom people?
Yes, it's time for the funny mushroom people.
The funny mushroom
quickly.
The funny mushroom people. A collective consciousness that wishes to consume the galaxy or whatever it feels like. Just your normal everyday thing. Okay, we have our first very valid and totally not shenanigan-y question. What is the meaning of life, Jar? Clearly, as a pair of 20-ish-year-olds, we have the correct wisdom and knowledge to answer that question.
Yes, so it varies a little from person to person, but generally speaking, the meaning of life is some variation of cheese. Personally, for me, I love me a good pepper jack. That's my meaning of life, but, for you, it might be some provolone, some Gouda, a little bit of Swiss, you tell me. Owen, what is your meaning of life?
Bit of variety. You could like multiple kinds of cheese. That's a very varied life, right? I like a lot of different cheeses, but my preferred is just cheddar, honestly.
That's fair. I like it. I like me a nice chill cheddar from time to time. Okay, I do have a question for you, actually, Hohen. Since I can't type in chat. I mean, I can, but I'm on the IPL account right now. On a scale of 1 to 10, okay, what is your favorite number? This is an important question. This determines the future of IPL.
7.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. Claps in chat. Good answer.
Shenanigans is cracking. This is just. What is your favorite number? Speaking of which, when is SOS 177? We got to get him on for that. Let's see, 74 today, 75, 76 break week. February 5th. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That'll be the Kraken Mare's solo episode of Swimmer Sync. It'll just be him. It'll be only him on the mic.
He needs someone to shenanigan with. He's gonna drag me. He's gonna drag that with me. Okay. Do we have to answer that question, Jar?
What are your feelings on Skibidi Toilet?
Yeah, that one.
I would say, personally, my feelings are that I think it is a really extremely exorbitantly stupid, but it makes so much money that if they offered me a sponsorship deal, I would take it without asking any more questions.
It's fair enough. What are your feelings on the meta right now? I want to let you know, Epic, that neither me or Jar really actively play much. We mostly run events behind the scenes, and since our questions and all that, the work we do doesn't directly usually involve meta-based decisions, and whenever it does, we obviously get involved with people who are more knowledgeable on that than us. We're not stupid enough to, make decisions on areas we're not knowledgeable in, right?
Yeah.
So TLDR, you're asking a bunch of people who are basically eligible for low ink and don't know about meta, what the meta is. So my answer is I think Range Blaster is the best weapon in the game. No, I should have said GooTuber.
Yeah, you're right. Personally, I'm a big believer in the V Carbon. I think actually I do generally like where the meta's at right now. I maybe am the person who's watched the most Splatoon on the entire planet, so I think I'm allowed to have somewhat of an opinion on this. For those of you who don't know, I timestamped every single VOD ever live streamed on IPL. So I've watched a lot of Splatoon. And I would say currently I think the meta is in a very good spot. Pretty much every class, sorry Stringers, besides you, has some weapon that is viable. I think the weapons that are viable right now, there aren't really any super unhealthy ones. I don't think anything, barring like kind of pencil, is like way too strong. Like nothing is so centralizing that overall I think it's that bad. My one main thing is that Cooler's a little too strong. I don't think anyone's going to disagree with that. I would like to, I'd like for that thing to get tweaked a little bit, but yeah. Overall, I think the meta's in a good spot right now.
Stringers are interesting. Honestly, I enjoy playing them to an extent, right? I'll take like a standard tri-stringer. I haven't really played much with the big well stringers, and I don't care too much for Reef, but like standard tri-stringer, right? It can be great for just arcing your shots, and it's a game of aim and balance and care, which is a bit like Range Blaster, honestly. Range Blaster is easier to work with, in my opinion, but Tri-Stringer can be a lot of fun to play. Of course, we're asking about meta, so that's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, I think they're all fun weapons. I think all three of them play very differently, which is really, really nice. But yeah, unfortunately, none of them are that good. I wish they were. I think especially, like Reflux of all weapons deserves to be good. That thing is sick. But I'm glad it's doing better. The main's in a pretty good spot, and especially the Deco Kitless Slider being as good as it is right now is definitely worth considering, I think. So that's good at least.
Yeah. Opinions on Hatsune Miku in Fortnite. They're in Fortnite.
I think that's awesome. I think they should put everything in Fortnite. I think I should be able to give anything a gun and make it shoot at Darth Vader and Goku. That is my opinion on Hatsune Miku in Fortnite.
The very thought of like Mario doing that or something makes me go, I don't think Nintendo's gonna do that.
Yes. Look, it's a good game. Fortnite will be the best game ever made when I can give Zelda a Glock 22, okay? Then we're talking, all right? Yeah. But until then... Anyways, I would like to issue a formal apology to Hammy. You're right. You were the second right behind Rocket. I apologize. I should have mentioned you too. That's on me.
Do you think we'll get third kits? Honestly, I kind of hope we do, especially with the data mines and such that we see the pieces of it to indicate that it's gonna happen. Of course, there's no guarantee of it. The devs have said they're done, likely. So yeah, but
I think it makes a lot of sense either. Okay, I have two predictions here, which I think might line up, which is that they will either do it like around the release of the Switch 2, which we know will be this year at some point, or it'll be around the 10-year anniversary. And I think it's also pretty likely that those two dates happen to line up kind of closely to each other. So it's like, hey, here's more content, so people buying the next Switch can buy Splatoon 3. And also, hey, it's the 10-year anniversary, here's more content to celebrate. I think it makes sense. With that in mind, Hoenn Hero, what would your kit be if you could pick one? You can make your dream kit for third kits. What is it?
That's a good question, and one I don't necessarily have an answer for. I'm kind of tempted to do something with Range Blaster, right? But honestly, I'm thinking about it and I'm like, what exactly would I want to change, right? I do like to have a good bomb. We have splat bombs and we have suction bombs right now, so can't pick those. I guess I could pick something like curling or something to get in, or torpedo, or probably fizzy if I want an actual bomb. For specials, I mean, I'm sure I could find something, but honestly, off the top of my head, nothing screams pick me, right? Kraken felt like the big offensive special that we wanted, but it didn't quite work out because it's better to be from the sidelines. Maybe
I have an answer to this question for you, Hoenn.
Cooler or something, but even then, cooler wouldn't work very well because you don't paint as much, probably.
For Range Blaster, look, the devs are obsessed with their Splatoon 1 reference kits.
Oh no.
Grim Range Blaster is going to get Burst Bomb Killer Whale 5.1, and it is going to be stupid, and it is going to be like a top 5 weapon in the game.
You know, I could see it, honestly. I could definitely see that happening. I could also see Kraken hating me for playing that because he gets pissed off at me whenever I put bombs on him.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that'd be fun. My other things, I want more cooler weapons in this game. I think specifically, like...
Topic. Some people think that's a hot topic, at least.
Yeah,
Top Gun, you can't boo us.
You can't... You can boo me, but you can't boo Hoenn. He's the only person who has more power than you.
Well, Grace does too.
From YouTube chat, we do have a very, very important question. From Kia McDonald, major life important question. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No. No hesitation, just no.
Am neutral on it. I'm not going to ask for pineapple on my pizza, but if it's there, I'm going to eat it still. It doesn't ruin it.
Yeah, it just doesn't interest me as a concept. Pineapple's not something I really care to eat in general. It's not, like, if you like it and eat it, fine, go for it, eat whatever.
Oh, I love pineapple, but I don't think it's too sweet personally. But like,
yeah,
it's far too sweet for pizza. It kind of, especially if you bake the pineapple on the pizza, the juices kind of seep in, and then you take a bite, and it's like kind of a weird, like, sweet and kind of savory, like tomato-y thing. It's weird sometimes.
I Twitch chat right now by describing it.
Yeah, that's the idea. I'm gonna actually make it worse to farm chat engagement. I guess while we
flavor. Yeah, I could definitely see that, Epic. Like, it's just not what I expect from pizza, right? I expect, the more I talk about this, the more hungry I get. But I don't expect that sweet, sour, tangy, whatever flavor. It's hard to describe, honestly.
I would describe it as eating pineapple on pizza is like when you go to take a drink of milk and then what's in the cup is actually Sprite. And like, Sprite's not that bad, but you just weren't expecting Sprite. You were expecting milk. And it's like, Or
even better, you expected a cold glass of water and it's lukewarm. It's like, what the heck? Or hot, or right? It's just not what you expected, so you react like something's wrong, and
yeah,
your brain goes into monkey mode and spits it out.
All right. Well, now that we're done torturing Twitch chat, it does appear that we have teams here. Who do we got here today? Oh, and Hero.
This and Eclipse, and I closed the wrong page. There we go. Yeah, Oasis and Lunar Eclipse coming up here today. Again, I'm not familiar with most any team, but do you recognize anyone here, Jar?
Yes, Lunar Eclipse was one of the teams that qualified for our final bracket in our most recent SAC season. Droid is also a pretty good friend of mine, since Grace is just cherry-picking people I know for some reason. Oasis is a name I know. I kind of recognize a few of these players. I recognize Brick, but I don't know too much about them personally. So I'm interested to see what they'll be running. And Lunar Eclipse, I am excited to watch my goat droid play. So yeah. For maps, yeah, Hagglefish Market.
Whoop. We're getting a message. I think we're okay. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, we're going to start off here on the classic, very popular Splat Zones on Hagglefish Market, all the way up there with things like Splat Zones on Macomart, which we might see later if we go to a Game 3, but let's not count our chickens before they hatch.
And tower control, actually. This is maybe the most basic lineup of map modes of all time.
This is the most vanilla map pool I've seen in a while. Jeez. That's not a big issue, though. Well, we're not going to talk about the map. I don't think we need to. For those of you who've watched this before, you all know how this works. Let's just dive right into it. All right, here, pretty standard picks there. We've got another range blaster coming out on the side of Lunar Eclipse, and this one is also custom. Actually, we See, no, we're
Yeah,
not.
that's custom we saw earlier. Yeah, very interesting comps coming out here. Another coolerless comp from Lunar Eclipse, interestingly enough, which is cool. Bucket does immediately go down as both teams try and fight for this zone with the crab on Lunar Eclipse. 2 down as it tries to put out paint. It's getting rushed down here. That double front line with the Gal and the shot seems to be really, really strong from Oasis, allowing them to push up. I'm not doing 5 out of 5 booms even if they win. I'm sorry for the guy in chat who asked. But
yeah, they just completely neutralized that initial push, mostly because the crab just started going sideways instead of letting their team deal with it. I don't know, maybe that was the right call, maybe it wasn't, but it didn't work out either way. Nevertheless here, Oasis just gonna go ahead and hammer them with specials. Get that crab on the top of tent, and Lunar Eclipse is gonna have a lot of trouble getting in. They do punch the Kraken and get the pick as they push in with their team into zone here. They do get 2. That's 2 total. And now Lunar Eclipse has his own. It's going to go ahead and push up on this Pencil. Pencil weak does get the jump out. And Lunar Eclipse closing things out here. They do get that pick too as Oasis begins their counter push.
Yeah, Lunar Eclipse did a fantastic job, especially pushing up with that rain and using that healing buff it got a few patches ago in order to take a couple fights and win pretty aggressively. Strikes coming out here. They're doing a good job of kind of spacing out specials here to be able to hold zone. They go 2 down. The crab gets 1. Zuka does not manage to get any picks. His Vessel here very expertly forces them to stay back on their plat there, does not let them get near that zone. The timer ticking down ever closer and closer to Lunar Eclipse taking the lead here, and there they go.
Bounce, my goodness, how much quick super jump do they have? Living up to their name, I suppose, here. We'll have to keep an eye on that next game if they keep the same kit. Nevertheless, Oasis is going to go ahead and take zone here and start their push up into Lunar's plat here. Cooler out and ready, and push begins, but Lunar Eclipse is in position to prevent them from getting onto plat, which is a silver lining here as they try to move up to 10th. Crab online, and they're going to go sideways to help deal with that problem. We've got Trip Strikes out to take out the tents. The tents, jeez, no, that's wrong.
To clear out the tent. You were saying the right thing. But yeah. Oasis here just doing a really good job. Both teams overall been doing a really good job of like staggering specials here in order to keep people on their plat. Gets the pick on the Kraken actually. That's huge as they retake lead. Just about 10 seconds left on that clock. Nishi doing a fantastic job. The crab comes out as a desperate Hail Mary trying to paint over that zone. And that is going to be game. Oasis takes it game 1.
And Oasis is going to take that away here. Lunar Eclipse, they put up a good fight, but they did not manage to be successful here, unfortunately.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very interesting. It was interesting to watch because normally with these teams are pretty evenly matched from what I was able to see, but it wasn't like a strong back and forth. It was like one team would push and would get like 50 seconds down on the clock, and then the other team would finally manage to push, and then they would get 50 seconds on the clock. Yeah, it was pretty heavily locked out. It wasn't like it was very heavily back and forth the whole game, which was very, very interesting to see for sure. Teams, both of them did a really fantastic job of like coordinating their specials and spacing them out in such a way that they basically forced the other team to stay on that plat and they couldn't really drop it all. And that was very satisfying to watch. I was very interested by Oasis's comp. You don't really see a lot of like double frontline comps anymore, especially not 52 shot as like 52 shot bucket pencil used to be a lot more of a common comp. You don't really see that a lot anymore. So that was very interesting to see from them for sure.
I don't. Hold on, let me check something actually. Yeah, bounce on Oasis, right? With the splatter shot. They were going in and out with that quick super jump quite a bit. It's an interesting strategy. You usually don't see that with that much quick super jump on one player, right? Usually it's just enough to help you speedily get out of there and it's not your primary focus, but it looks like they were really using it to just jump around the map. Maybe not as much as you might think. It's not like, oh wow, all they're doing is jumping, which, that's kind of bad. But I'd be interested to see if they really get a lot of use out of that to quickly get in, get picks, get out. Maybe that's the idea behind it. I do like the idea though. Yeah,
for sure. I think I understand the idea. It's like one of the better parts of Cooler that especially a lot of lower level teams don't take advantage of is that basically instant super jump where you can go from one spot to another very, very fast. And I think the idea is basically having a mini version of that at all times, even when you don't have Cooler. So being able to play like that it's a very interesting play style. It's cool. I'm interested to see. I mean, so far it's working for him, so I'm excited to see if it continues to work going into these next games here. Speaking of which, Oh boy, it's everyone's favorite map mode combination, Inkblot Tower Control.
Blaster, range blaster.
We'll find
Tower
out.
control.
Here.
We need a range blaster. Come on.
I would not be surprised to see one come out. Switching to the 96 gal for range comes out for droid. That makes a lot of sense. And the 96 for bounce. That is interesting. Adding a bit more of a midline to their playstyle alongside the bucket there. So that should be fun to see. And of course, droid is a very prominent blaster player, so not surprised to see him switch to that at all. Let's see what happens here as both teams try to get that initial push for mid, which is always oh so kind of uncomfortable on Inkblot.
5 out of 5. And that's a full team wipe.
Wow.
You can see it like, oh, they got one. That's nice. Nope, full team wipe. Crab having a bit of trouble getting up there, but the rest of the team does push up. Good call there, right? And we're going to go ahead and clear first checkpoint here. Meanwhile, up in the corner, Fern with the Nautilus going to try to get past that flash wall, but that's not going to help much. Trip strikes definitely helpful. Oh, Kraken duel. Never mind, we're going straight for the Inkzuka.
As you should, does manage to get the pick there. Good job from Droid. They're 2 down. They're currently 2-1. Oasis kind of getting pushed back into a corner here. Crab comes out on tower. Lunar Eclipse is doing a really good job of using their specials here and using that passive special charge you get from riding tower to keep Oasis locked back in their base here, as is kind of the game plan here on Inkblot. Vivi doing a really good job of just pushing up and holding that space. Does get picked though. Currently 1-1.
Heading up to the final checkpoint here at 20 seconds remaining. Range Buster with a nice little trick off the wall there, and they do crack it in time to survive. They're going to go ahead and push their way over to tower, and they're going to keep it from retreating completely as they fall back. Oasis, though, taking plat, touching tower. It's time to push back. Let's see what they can do. Starting with taking out the Slosher if they want to succeed here.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no.
Well, maybe not.
Maybe
we have the counter out of their minds. They do finally get picked, but overall, they're doing a pretty good job of just taking this space, I would say, taking advantage of the fact that they managed to get a bunch of players down. They do get picked, but it's with coolers, so not a massive deal. Kraken comes out, Fern goes down. Overall, Oasis doing a good job on the counter push here so far, although nobody on the tower is currently both teams 1 down, with neither having super strong control over mid in any way.
Just a few points scored by Oasis, not able to get past mid quite yet. We'll have to see if they could do that. Most everyone just on Lunar Eclipse focused on those 2 stacks there, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on the other team here from there. Okay, brain not working with locations right now. I do apologize.
No, you're good. For what it's worth, most of mine, I just make them up. I don't know what's correct, so... anyways, Fern popping this rain here, potentially 2 go down, unfortunately, for Lunar Eclipse. Ooh, this might be bad. Oasis doing a pretty okay job. Oh.
3 down and pushing. Let's see, this is Oasis's chance to get a big push here. They're going to get started here right now, moving in from mid. Lunar Eclipse in position to defend. Inkzuka out, and Kraken out on the side of Oasis. Is it either going to do anything? They do get 1 pick there. The second
working to burn their strikes. Crab gets forced back into the corner, does get picked. It looks like Oasis is doing a pretty alright job. Someone on that tower. It is currently 2 down for Lunar Eclipse, not doing so hot.
They've got to get a little way into 3. And they do clear checkpoint 2. They're close, and they get another pick. And more pressure on. Tower's moving out. Coolers are
both of them on the floor. 21-20, just a few points left, and they just barely are able to...
And they do stop, they get the wipe out!
Man, Lunar just like
Eclipse
that.
Just stops it at the last second, and we have 1:20 left on the clock, with the tower moving back to mid ever so slowly. Still anyone's game, but it definitely is in favor of Lunar Eclipse right now with after that stop.
Yeah, very, very good stop from Lunar Eclipse there. Almost panicked, just kind of throwing everything at the tower, and it managed to work for them in their favor. They're doing a pretty decent job right now for Oasis of kind of holding mid, not letting Lunar Eclipse push up and take too much space, which could potentially allow them to push back in here. That not just kind of throwing point sensors, trying to hold space as the strikes come out. The Zuka comes out, trying to get a pick, does not manage to get anything quite yet, but they are 2 down for Lunar Eclipse, so there is a chance they can run this back.
Oasis is in a better position this time because no checkpoints, right? They just got to get to checkpoint 3 and sit there for a moment, right? So they're in a much better spot this time compared to last time where they had to hold for longer. They're getting really close too. They do take out that Slosher key pick there, and they do get 2 on tower, and they get 1 down, 2 down.
They have to drop out, but notably that Kraken is online for them. There's a chance if they're able to get in here and pop this Kraken, they could be able to hold this tower just long enough to get those 2 points they need to keep
seconds. Here's the Kraken. They get 1 pick. They're going for the second. They're going for the tower now. Nope, they're going up the corner.
They grab the tower. Strikes come out to try and force that crab. That's
overtime
good. They go into overtime.
Underway. Crab coming out, firing.
They're pushing up. Just a few.
Oh, this is going to be close.
Left. Oh, here comes the strikes on that tower.
They do.
They manage to get on.
They get on. They jump onto the strikes. Common strategy. Smart move. And that is going to be Lunar Eclipse just barely holding on to take game 2 and take us to our first game 3 here today on stream.
Yeah, finally getting to see a game 3. What a tight set from both teams. Both teams played very, very well. I would not have been surprised to see it go overway, but in the end, Lunar Eclipse just barely manages to steal that tower away in overtime. I don't even feel the need to talk about this next map mode. I'm going to be so honest. It's Splatzone's Mako Mart. Everyone and their mother has seen Splatzone's Mako Mart about 4,000 times in competitive Splatoon.
I mean, yeah, we have, but you know what aisle is the pineapple pizza on? We got to get you some.
Yeah, you're right. Go to the frozen goods. Give me that Red Bear and pineapple pizza. Oh boy. Chat, I'm gonna give you a little bit of secret sauce. If you're making a frozen pizza, what you do, you flip it over before you put it in the oven. Take a little bit of olive oil, get a little brush, put it on the bottom, and then salt it just a little bit. After that, you put it in. It makes it taste like 3 times better because you just got that little bit of salt on the crust. You don't need to do a lot, just do a little.
Sounds like a good idea, actually. I might have to try that. And we're just going to head straight into it. Teams not wasting any time. Splat Zones on Mako Mart. Let's take a look at what we got here. Back to the 52 double frontline comp, and the Range Blaster is staying present here on the other side as well. Pretty much the same comps. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah,
set point.
Very interesting from Droid picking the Range Blaster again with the Kraken, but in this context, I think it makes a little bit more sense since they already have that rain. It's probably better to have a more aggressive special. As the Crab comes out on zone here, they are 2 down, unfortunately. It looks like Oasis might be able to, basically immediately takes this zone back from Lunar Eclipse after their initial cap here.
Very early, only 88 and counting. Plenty of time for either team to do things. What happens here? It looks like Oasis, smart move, going to go straight in, and they do get a trade there, unfortunately, as the trip strikes come out, but they didn't have the effort behind those trip strikes. They can help you get in, but you got to be there to actually do the push too. Oasis right now just locking out. I guess we'll see
that
if
Kraken
we can turn things around.
That Kraken from Lunar Eclipse managed to get 1 pick. They're currently 2 down as they push back in, try and cap this zone here on Lunar Eclipse. Droid just kind of sitting around the stack, taking pot shots, trying to invest the chip. They get the, yes, absolutely. Strike comes out as they just struggle to hold this zone. The paint from the pencil is proving to be a real problem for Lunar Eclipse right now.
They're going to have to get some key picks here if they want to hold this zone because they're struggling so much with the incoming fire.
They're doing well right now, though. Oasis was 2 down for a minute. The Crab online, getting ready to probably jump up on that stack and get some picks as he backs up there. Currently, Oasis, the strikes, there we go. Ooh, anything? Not quite, just not quite enough to
not
take
quite
it.
Yet. They're not ready.
Online.
Ooh, nice pick there. And it does look like Lunar Eclipse, while they were struggling a bit at first, they have taken the lead here, but it's 3v3 right now. No, Oasis is taking a bit of a numbers advantage here, so that's likely going to flip to their favor. But we do have specials coming out to try to stop that Crab, and Vessel down here in the zone does stop it. Lunar Eclipse maintains control, and they get more picks. We're down to 10 ticks left. Are they going to hold?
6, 5, 1 down. The pencil can't come out. The whale. They're 2 down, unfortunately.
Enough. It's not enough.
It's never enough. And just like that, Lunar Eclipse does manage to take the game and take the set overall. That means I do not have to say 5 big booms. You can't make me, chat.
Just imagine what had happened. Just imagine in that tower control match how close that was. If that had gone a little bit further, this would have been over. It would have been a complete opposite outcome of this entire set. Oasis would be 2-0 instead of 1-2.
Just like that, yeah.
Just
Lunar
that close
Eclipse,
sometimes.
they did a great job of taking the the momentum they picked up right at the end there and just managed to snowball it through Game 3 here managed to take the set overall. Well played to both teams. Both of them played very, very well. The set very easily could have gone either way. So GG's to Lunar Eclipse for running it back, and GG's to Oasis for playing super well.
Good set, yeah. I don't know, I don't have a lot to say.
Yeah, I don't either. It was a good set. You saw it with your eyes, chat. Yeah. We got a few minutes here while we got a handful of sets still wrapping up. Shouldn't be too terribly long. Did anyone have any other questions they wanted to throw at us real quick? While we wait, I suppose.
Mods pay out. What do you mean pay? Oh, yes, that.
Yeah.
Prediction.
I don't remember how to do this.
I don't have the tool up on hand. Someone else can probably do it. Oh, it's 50-50, man. Who won again? I'm kidding. I know. Like, who won again? I don't know, man. Can I have 200? You absolutely cannot. I'd like $200 though. I also cannot though. We both cannot have $200.
You can have $200 if you give me $400 in gifted subs. I'll give you the 200 back if you want to drop 400 gifted. Otherwise, no. You cannot have $200, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Oh my goodness. This is a non-binding agreement.
Yeah. That was a joke, legally speaking. I took contract law. I know what to say here.
Say no. It's a joke. It's legally binding. I'm kidding.
This is a legally binding joke. No. Yeah, if you guys got any questions, feel free to throw our way. Otherwise, me and Ho and Hero are going to be D1 yappers, I do believe. How was your holiday, Mr. Ho and Hero?
It's pretty good. It was a lot more relaxing than it usually is, so I'm pretty happy with that overall.
That's good. We'd love to see that. Did you get any interesting or funny gifts by chance?
This one might be a bit controversial for people, but I actually got Star Citizen. Mainly because I'm a big space nut. You know, I like to play a lot of space games, the sim games, right? And that one's been on my radar for a while, but obviously it's kind of got a pretty nasty reputation. After, spending a while watching other people play it, people I know directly asking questions and whatnot, I said, okay, fine, it's worth a small, the cheapest package, it was like 30 investment to just play it. But I'm not gonna be like all the crazy people who buy all the content. Like, that's stupid. No, what the heck. But it's been pretty interesting. I apparently got in right when they dropped a major update, so it's kind of been very unstable, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is, right? It's still been fun.
Gotcha. That's
Reminds
fun,
me of when I started Elite, which is a different game I
Nice.
play too much of, or used to.
Real understandable. I got a couple things I'm not going to talk about on here because they're very personal to me, but one thing I can is that I got a water bottle that has a bunch of stickers that goes along with it, and it is one sticker for every national park in the US. And essentially the thing, you go to the park, and then after you go, you get to put the sticker on. So now I have an objective for the next 10 years of my life, which is to go to every national park in the US. So that should be fun.
I was originally going to say, does it have an IPL sticker on it? But the IPL's not a national park yet.
It can be. Be the change you want to see in the world. We're going to turn Kraken Mayor's house into a national park, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know if that would work. I don't think it's natural enough. We need to go into the middle of nowhere and just designate a area that's small enough for a person to stand in, but that's about it as a national park. I'm sure we can handle that. Right.
We're going to turn the Splatoon area of the Riptide venue into a national park.
The IPL national park.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you implying that all the Splatoon players are wildlife?
Yes, absolutely. It's a spectator experience. All the melee players are sitting over on the sidelines with binoculars pointing. It's like,
Is
whoa.
this image you have conjured?
Guys, look, it's a wild bagel in his natural habitat.
He's beating everyone.
Yeah, he's bodying everyone. No way. Whoa, it's the wild Kyo pickup doing their natural behavior, bodying everybody else.
And then we reverse the roles, and all the Splatoon players get their binoculars and go watch the Melee players in the Melee National Park.
Yeah, we can go watch JPEG become a gajillionaire. It's great. Yeah.
Shenanigans left, right, and center here today. But that is what you expect when you deal with us, unfortunately. Unfortunately for you all, at least. But fortunately for the rest of us here, because I'm having fun. That's the important part.
Yeah, this was a very last-minute thing. We had some commentators have some issues, and they had to drop. And at the very last moment, Grace was like, Jardonian, commentate. And I was like, hey, Hoenn Hero, commentate.
Almost got Kraken in here. Almost.
Almost.
Hold on,
Kraken, it's not too late. Join the voice call.
It's not too late. He's streaming something.
Maybe the TZS podcast, actually.
Nah, that got delayed, it looks like. So no, unfortunately, none of that. No shenanigans. I'm drawing, so I can't ask questions. That's understandable, Quill. Where in the world? I'm pulling up the bracket. Right. Bracket status right now. Let me see any matches that are incomplete. That's done. That's done. That's done. Done. Looks like Dynasty and Inked Under in Group I is still ongoing. 0-0, and Sonora and BFCS plus WAC is 0-1 right now, also in Group I, so they're running a touch behind here. In Group F, we have... I need to open this to see the team name. Marcus is Geeked up against Silent Hill. 0-1 in that order in Group F. And we also... no, that makes sense. That's about it for things that are still going. So we got about 3 matches going, one of which is 0-0. So we're going to have a bit of time here, right? So, random topic time then. I want the opinion from Twitch chat and from Jardonian especially on what the feasibility of an outdoor ice hockey game in Florida would be.
Okay, so...
like professional level. How feasible do you think that is?
So here's my sales pitch, is that if they don't do it on real ice, it's very feasible.
Yeah, it has to be on real ice.
Oh, if it has to be on real ice? I like the idea of, like, pumping enough cold into, like, one very small pond to freeze it over, but not enough for it to be, like, thick. So if you put too much weight on it, it just kind of collapses, and a third of the game is just hockey players collapsing through the ice.
I don't even think, from my understanding, like, it's just actually ice on top of metal, so they wouldn't, like, fall in water or anything, right? At least on a professional rink, right?
Yeah.
So they wouldn't fall in, but would it actually work? It's technically possible. It's an alternative to real ice. No, I'm talking about how, like, the actual NHL does it. They'd use actual ice on top of a metal cooling plate of some kind. Cooling system to keep the ice at the correct temperature. That's what they do in their actual arenas and such. And that's also what they do in the actual outdoor games even, too. So, yeah.
I feel like trying to do this would single-handedly put another hole in the ozone layer above Florida.
Oh, we're going to have 2 holes in the ozone layer next year then, because the NHL is actually doing outdoor games in Miami and Tampa next year. In January and February. Don't ask me why. I didn't make the decision.
Not why. More like, as a player, that has to be miserable, because you dress for it to be, like, kind of cold. Like, not freezing, but, like, somewhat chilly. But now all your gear is built for that, and now you have to do this outside in Florida, where it is the warmest and also the most humid in the continental US most of the time. What?
Kidding, go Google it up. It's real.
No, I believe you.
Nah, the people in chat going, what?
Oh, yeah, go look this up. This is unbelievable.
Yeah, no, I honestly was surprised. I know there's been like rumors about it for years, like, oh, they'll do this eventually, and no, they decided that they're going to do one on January 2nd and one on February 1st. And I don't know what exactly their plan is to deal with the temperature. I honestly couldn't tell you. They've mentioned that the warmest it's been in an actual outdoor game was like 63 Fahrenheit, which, you know, that's a reasonable temperature for down here at this time of year, actually.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, like right now, if they get this kind of cold wave through at that time, yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine,
probably.
but
Obviously, they'd run the thing at night, evening, probably later in the day because it's colder. Duh. So it wouldn't be like a 1 o'clock thing like they usually do for the thing. That at least obvious to me, right? But yeah, that has to be. They have to do that, right? And they have the big metal sheet, but I don't know. I do not know if what they're going to do about like the humidity and all that. That's probably going to be a problem. I don't know. I'm kind of worried. It's going to be a bit of a spectacle. I just hope it's a good spectacle, not a bad spectacle.
like a third of the way through the game, the players are like kind of half wading through water instead of skating.
I don't think it'll be that. I think it'll more be the ice will be really crappy quality is what I'm worried about.
That's true. That's more realistic, but
the puck keeps bouncing in weird ways that don't make any sense, and everything's lucky goals as a result. And you're lucky to get a pass to your teammate.
Yeah, that's fair.
At the very least, my team hosts it. They'll hopefully have learned something from the one a month ago, so we don't get to be the test dummy. So
that's real.
Hopefully it works out better. If there's any problems. But
the funniest possible outcome is that they just don't change anything at all, actually. And it's just the exact same thing again, and you guys also get clowned on, I think. That it'll be interesting. Chat, I don't willingly keep up with hockey, but Hoenn Hero makes me keep up with hockey, so I will be interested to see or hear how this goes.
Yeah, honestly, I'm interested to see what happens. It won't be till like 2026 though, so it's probably just going to be one of those things I don't pay much attention to till we get there because it's quite a bit off, to say the least.
Like over a year off.
Yeah, like
That's
over
crazy.
a year off. I mean, less than a year for one of them, but a little over a year for the other. So, quite a wait. We'll see what shenanigans they do. We'll see if they actually manage to make it work.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. We'll see how this goes. Random thought I had, which is something that I meant to ask people to announce a while ago, but we never did. Hey chat, thanks for 10k followers on Twitch. That's pretty cool. The number went up.
I don't know what's going on with stream. It looks like it's frozen on our end. There we go. But it says 1 match left. I refreshed. I think we're actually done, unless I missed something. Hold on. Look here. No, I missed one. And the thing is right. Let me go refresh and make sure I'm not out of date. Yeah, no, 1 left. No, it just finished. We're done. Like instantaneously just now.
All right.
Hockey in Florida is like hockey in Hoenn. Are you implying it doesn't exist? Because the past 5 Stanley Cups would like to disagree with you. Or
yeah, I was going to say
finals, at least. And the past 3 Stanley Cup, not past 3. 3 of the last 5 awarded. 5 of the last 5 finals.
Owen just moving the goalpost as he speaks. Tries to make his team better.
Hey, we won
the last
2.
5, the last 3 of the last 5.
Hey, trying to be factual and also correct mistakes. Because last 5 is incorrect, last 3 is incorrect, right? I'm trying to be factual.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Mr. Avalanche fan, you can have your 1.
Yeah, I take my 1 time. This is the only thing Denver has. Let me have this.
All I'm saying is if there was hockey in Pokemon, it would be really hard to host in Hoenn. No, no. Let me give the reasoning that we give to anyone who questions how you can have any kind of ice hockey down here. You run it indoors.
Yeah.
Except they decided to do it outdoors for some reason. But we'll see what happens there.
Which is insane, but you know, we'll see.
Because when you're inside, right, it's temperature controlled. It's literally freezing when you go in there. So yeah, you're not gonna have much to worry about when it comes to temperature. Honestly, ice temp is perfectly fine on indoors, even down here.
I can't wait to timestamp this stream later, and I'm just gonna have this section that's literally just timestamped as Hoenn Hero talks about hockey for 22 minutes.
Oh, the outdoor thing, yeah. Outdoor, that makes sense. It's almost certainly tricky to do, both in the Hoenn region and in actual Florida, I'm sure. I know they have like fake ice sometimes that they put up down here in winter, but I've never gone and tried that or anything. So yeah, but for real ice, which is what they would have to use in the actual thing, yeah. Okay, looks like we have a match after 22 minutes of discussing random nonsense. We are instead going to talk about something you probably care more about, and that is Insomniac Central versus Seapunks here today. Trying to pull the match up here on Sendow, so we can go ahead and take a look at the details if y'all would give me just a moment.
Insomniac Central, again, just like some of our teams from last time around, is another team that qualified for SAC Season 9 Finals. They did pretty well, I think. I don't remember exactly where they placed. I want to say were they second? Chat, someone tell me. I don't remember. I haven't looked at this in like a month. But they did pretty well, so it was good to see them. Good to see them again. I want to say Seapunks qualified too, but I might be wrong on that. Yeah. So that's. I'm excited to see this set for sure. Both of these are teams that I very much so enjoy watching, especially Insomniac Central is one of my personal favorites. So I'm glad to have them on stream for me and Hoenn's last set of the day here. Insomniac Central is a real team name. I can relate to that. No, you're so real for that. I understand. Our first match here, interestingly, is going to be Splat Zones on Crab Leg Capital, which, kind of like Ship Shape, is also the map mode of all time.
It is it's certainly a map mode.
It is the map mode ever.
It gives you a lot of verticality and a lot of difficulty pushing into the back to the heavy grates. That can definitely make it harder to get up in the back and can make it very lockout heavy, I feel. I'm more used to seeing this on like Clamblitz or Rainmaker than Splat Zones though, personally. But yeah, Splat Zones definitely, that works. If you can push up and lock them out, oh man, you're going to have a pretty heavy lockout. But if you break that lock, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get it back.
The grate over the zone is really, really interesting, especially given that we are currently in a bubble meta where you can't really set up bubble on the zone because then you just get your tiny little baby bubble, which doesn't do anything. So having to play around zone a bit more interestingly with those grates overhead for bubble is definitely interesting. Also, the way it kind of lets you have very unique spots for things like pencil, like edit, like crab, where you can set them up on those grates and kind of have a high ground area around mid, which is definitely interesting and it definitely causes a lot more of those lockouts like Hoenn was talking about a minute ago. So I'll be interested to see how this one plays out. While Hoenn Hero is currently exploding, it would appear.
Yep, I'm having Discord issues. Am I okay now?
Yes, there you are.
Awesome. Okay.
What?
Excuse me. There we go.
Hang on. Hoenn, I just noticed. What is Inkbot TC doing here again, young man? What are you? It's been 2 sets. It's been 1 set. What are you doing here?
Not even been a set.
It's not been a full set.
22 minutes of us talking about ice hockey.
What are you doing here? Why do we play this map mode so much? Yeah, I get it. There's not a lot of good tower maps, but okay. Anyways.
Favorite city in the region? Good question. Honestly, I like a lot of them, but probably Lily Cove.
Sutopolis.
Pseudopolis is really good too. So is Moss Deep, Fortree. There's a lot I like. It's really hard to pick one. So how about all of them? But yeah. So honestly, I don't have much else to say about Splatoon.
I don't either. I don't know. I hope we make it to Game 3. That's what I really want. I love watching Splatzone's Mahi. I think it's a very interesting mode.
Too.
So
half of me's like, I want to do that. Half of me's like, Jardonian, all that talk about pizzas made me hungry. How could you do this to me? So now I'm sitting here going, I want food. So half of me wants this to end quickly.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh my goodness. Always fun when you're getting important DMs in the background in the middle of a stream. We're just gonna push them back a little bit here. But right, since we're waiting here, anyone else have questions in chat? Unless we're about to start or something. We're not. Okay. We're not very close to starting. So we've got some time for shenanigans. Anyone got some shenanigans they want to bring up?
Okay. If no one else has a question, I do, Hoenn. So
it better
we
not
all
be
know.
Topics.
No, it's not. Favorite OU mon? Hang on. This is a good question.
Ludicolo.
I don't think
it's technically OU eligible.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. I don't keep.
Y'all seem to forget that my involvement in my communities is I do things behind the scenes that make things tick. I solve problems. That's my thing. So I usually don't. Seagulls?
I don't keep up with singles. I only keep up with VGC. I don't know what's OU. I don't remember what's banned. I'm sorry, chat.
Really honest, I don't know what's OU either. Oh. Okay, my involvement with tiers is: do you need me to ban or unban something? I can do that.
So we all know your favorite one is Ludicolo. But
God, that's a good question. I think my original answer would have been Bruxish, but honestly, I discovered it's shiny, and that's really nice. So it kind of takes you out of the worst spot, right? The worst Pokemon probably would have to be Gothitelle.
Oh, you're a Gothitelle hater?
I don't really care for Gothitelle. I don't really care for the way they look and all that.
That's fair. I used to be a hater, but I've come around on it because it's one of the best mons for Perish Trap sets in VGC, and it's one of my favorite strategies personally, so...
That's understandable.
Ooh, what is my least favorite? I would say...
The last time I figured out my least favorite was prior to Gen 9, or maybe even 8, though, so that could be... That was prior to 9, so it doesn't include any of the Gen 9 Pokemon, at least.
Honestly, I don't know if that doesn't even change my answer. Wait, that's a lie. My least favorite Pokemon is Wugtrio.
Oh my god, that's fair.
It's just anyways, here we go. Finally getting to watch someone play the game. Splat Zone's Crab Leg Capital. Let's see what we got for team comps here. Splooshomatic. That is a Splooshomatic. I love that. Tent coming out and a Stringer. Ooh, that should be fun to watch.
Oh, Kraken. Gold Arrow Spray coming out here in round 1 of Great White. We're gonna head straight in here and fight over mid.
I didn't even process that. There's a lot going on here. We got a Sploosh, we have a Gold Arrow Spray. There's a lot of things going on here. Round 1 of Great White bracket. Insomniac Central, though, does take the lead on this. Virus with that edit, trying his best. Cooler comes out, just trying to stay alive, allow his team to get in here, get the retake. Booyah comes out from Sam, I believe, second one of the game already. 30 seconds in, that's crazy. Doing a good job, just trying to take that zone. Ooh, the whale, though.
I'll tell you how you process the chaos of an opening push. They're playing Splatoon. Let's watch.
Yeah. Splatoon 3 for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, God. That...
Yeah, I wasn't going to address it. You shouldn't address it either. Anyways, Seapunks here managing to do a pretty good job of holding zone. They are 2 down, though, unfortunately, as Insomniac Central begins to push back up here. Third Booyah Bomb of the game. Get a Booyah Bomb counter going live in chat here. Wings doing a good job with this Stringer of applying that AoE pressure, forcing people to move. Got the Whale online too, potentially about to be ready to get some picks as the shot here paints up the Sploosh. Why is the Sploosh? I still don't understand, but I respect it. Playing around this wall here. Currently, both teams just kind of, it's a dogfight in mid right now, which is usually how Crab Leg Capital goes until one team gets a heavy lockout started. But the hammer comes out, does not manage to get a pick there as Insomniac Central. Goes 3 down with that bubble. The Mint trying...
Clutch. Just
yeah,
absolutely
sure.
clutch there with that bubble. And they're going to get that jump, take the pick, and drop down to stay alive. The Seapunks trying to get the lockout, but not getting up there. Again, those grates making it difficult to get in for the lockout as per usual. And here comes another 4th Booyah Bomb, and it's going to get the Hammer. Hammer not having any luck here today. Zuka taking out the Tri-Stringer, and Insomniac Central does take the zone here and is going to try to take the lead.
Yeah, Sam already close to the 5th Booyah Bomb of the game. The hammer comes out, is going to shred it. If it pops, it does die with it, unfortunately.
Booyah.
That Sploosh, taking its value, does unfortunately get picked there for getting that trade, though, with the hammer. Currently, it looks like Insomniac Central trying to get a flank. Ooh, lean that slash right there. Gets the pick on that edit, which is going to be huge. It's currently 2-3 in Insomniac Central's favor as they try to hold mid here, Cohen.
Gonna go ahead and push right up here. Tri-Stringer gonna go ahead and make use of its arc shots to shoot straight over that, whatever it's called, cherry picker or something. No, it's not that. You get the point though. Gonna arc right into their base. Killer Whales out too. Lots of pressure trying to get that lead, and well, they did actually.
Yeah, they do. They do just manage to get that lead, and they're doing a pretty good job of holding. Ooh, the Mint doing a really good job of playing around that bubble there. Gets 2, trying to pressure this player up here for the 3rd. Trying to rush it down, but it's not going very well for them as they decide to kind of back. Nope, I lied. They're in a really bad spot right now, unfortunately, but it doesn't matter. 5 seconds left on that clock as the arrow spray paints zone, and that is going to be game 1 for Insomniac Central.
Talk about a turnaround. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, they played that. Both teams played that pretty decently. I'm real. I don't have a lot to say about that match. It was kind of just people dogfighting in mid for like 3 minutes, and then the game ended. But in the end, it ended up coming out in favor for Insomniac Central, so well played to them. They did a good job of just winning their fights. I mean, it's as simple as that sometimes, and they did it well, so GG's to them. Especially shout outs to their Mint. Their Mint was doing a really good job of like using the little nooks and crannies to cover their dash slashes and letting them to like get up and get some pretty critical picks. Like we saw one where they dove into a bubble and got 2. The one on the edit was pretty huge. Like overall, they did a really good job of just taking space and using that weapon's stupid massive hitbox to play well.
Blush definitely gives you a lot of space right in front of you, but hey, you kind of don't have any range whatsoever, so you got to play endless sharking the video game and hammer people to the ground. People like that. Could be fun sometimes, but honestly, I don't think I personally take it into high level games, but you know, do what you will, right? It's more fun that way.
Yeah, absolutely. It was cool to see. Definitely some very interesting team comps coming out, which, you know, it's fun. It's fun to watch, and at the end of the day, that's all I really care about, so I'm on board. Going into game 2 here, though, we have Tower Control Inkling Art Academy. Wow. Hey, guys, it's a stage you've never seen before. Wow.
The little bit I've heard about this stage indicates it's going to be less of a mid dogfight because you got a lot more open areas, not completely covered by grates, right? So you're going to see a lot more open fights, a lot more longer range weapons making use of flat to shoot down on their enemies and all that. Honestly, Inkling Tower Control, we shit on it for being played a lot, but it's not a horrible map by any means. Honestly, we see a lot of entertaining games on this, so, you know, I can't really complain about it, personally.
Yeah, I mean, it's picked a lot for a reason. I just get tired of seeing it be picked. But
let's rotate to splat zones on Inkling. Let's just go ask them to switch to splat zones.
Clam Blitz, go. We're going to recreate one really famous SOS game.
Let's just recreate that famous moment when people figured out you could super jump with power clams on, what was that Splatoon 2 map? Canal? Snapper Canal, yeah. Just at the very end, big game, they just go in, they get the jump, and they drop it in and win grands of whatever that was. It was a big, huge game.
Yeah.
That was hype, honestly.
What I will say is that since this is tower control, this is going to be a very, very good map mode combination for the stringer player we saw. Obviously, those arrows are an absolute menace on the tower, and it looks like we're about to find out if they stick with it. Load in here, we see The blaster does come out. Is that the custom blaster, not the normal one for the bubble? That's definitely very interesting. Seapunks. We do see, the Luna too, and the normal arrow spray. Is Sam just an arrow spray player? Using opening Gambit arrow spray at that too. That's very interesting. But yeah, these are about the team comps I was expecting to see, relatively given what I assumed these players played. This Reef Slider going to come out here. They are currently 2 down on the side of Seapunks as Insomniac Central paints up here, tries to take space, tries to play to the opening that they have been given here. That Stringer player trying to back up off the tower now as his custom blaster tries to get some picks in, throws out the whale. Right now, both teams are kind of just fighting for control of mid, and while Insomniac Central has the tower, it is just the Stringer left, and he does get picked off as they get a staggered wipe for Seapunks.
Next one's going to go ahead and start their push up here. Going to go ahead and fight the Wiper in the corner. Oop, not quite. They get beat out by the decav. The Seapunks, though, right, they do take the lead at least, and looks like they're going to clear this checkpoint in less. Nope, they're good. Question, of course, is do they have the power to break through? And the answer is I don't know. Hammer goes down, which is really going to hurt them here, and now they're being attacked by multiple fronts here, and that's going to be a full team wipe for Insomniac Central, who's going to start pushing up here. 58 is the score to beat. Not all that much, Jar.
Yeah, not at all. Insomniac Central did have to burn a lot of their resources in order to get this push, and they do have 2 specials online, but currently with that mint down, they're going to have a pretty hard time kind of trying to get up and take space right now. Kind of somewhat reliant on this arrow spray, funnily enough, to use this pretty okay fighting kit, use that Reef Slider to try and take space up on plat here, as we see it doing with the whale coming out too. And he does unfortunately go down. The mint goes down again. This blaster just doing a really good job of playing around these corners here, along with their mint and their sploosh, just taking fights and doing a good job. Yeah.
Absolutely what a blaster does best. If you play around those corners, you'll be way more successful because you've got that blast range. Use it, right? Maze to that's your big advantage. You got a crappy fire rate. But yeah, excellent plays here to start. Seapunks is going to go ahead and start pushing up, but they do get picked by the Luna Blaster. And another pick from the Luna Blaster, who's just going to go ahead and take tower here and just push Seapunks out of their base. Excellent play so far. A little bit of lag there. Probably spectator lag. You know how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Currently, Insomniac Central 2 down. Seapunks getting another push going here, potentially trying to move up. That stamp ready. Ooh, the sword gets 1. I don't know how they didn't trade for 2 on that. I'm going to be so for real, but they just barely don't get the second. The sword pushes up, does manage to get 1, so they get a few more points here. Ooh, a clean wipe at the hands here of Wappa, which is very, very impressive, playing very, very well with this mint here. The triple splashdown coming in, and they're going to go ahead and not get much of anything done there as Insomniac Central pushes up, but they do get that pick there. Koa with the excellent pick from the decap, and they're going to go straight for tower and stack, but the killer whale is going to cover the tri-stringer here and give them eyes on their target. But they're going to get hit in the back. We're not going to find out. Hammer. Ooh, the bubble! The bubble's going to get shredded by tower, though.
It blocks the hammer throw.
The hammer. Yeah, they block that hammer throw, but it does get shredded by tower, as it looks like Koa's on a rampage right now, dude. Getting pick after pick, 2, 3. Goodness. Just absolutely killing it out here, doing a fantastic job of using that mint as you should. Triple splash on ready on that blaster as the Seapunks get ready for another attempted push onto plat here. Neither team really been able to super successfully push onto plat for any substantial length of time. Bubble comes out, Cooler comes out, get ready to push up that triple splashdown. Most likely going to pop it here in just a minute to clear some space as they hold. They do manage to break the second checkpoint with the Reef Slider coming out to try and stop. Here it goes. Let's get 1 pick. We take those. Oh, good mint on the tower though. As the mint
get out of the way and managed to 2, and the mint going on a rampage of their own before they get picked by Rexy here, which I could remember their weapon, Luna. Okay, fair enough. Hammer, oh my goodness, Hammer.
Hammer triple?
2 or 3. 3.
Hit the quad.
No, they didn't get the throw, but they do get the wipe out as a team. That's fine. We'll take that. We'll move in. We're going to go for the knockout. Not
8 seconds
quite.
left. The stringer goes down. Currently 2 down. Virus getting close to that tower is the only one left. They do get picked, but a push all the way to 8 is a formidable one. With just 30 seconds left on the clock for Insomniac Central. They're going to have to turn this around pretty much right now.
Crazy. They are moving to make it happen. I think they can make it happen at this rate, so we're going to have to see how Seapunks responds here as the fighting starts here.
Yeah.
A little bit in mid, but mostly looks like plat area. Insomniac's falling back a bit, not good. 10 seconds overtime about to start. They need to hold that tower. They cannot let it go.
Ooh, the triple splashdown. Blasters on the tower. They do manage to clear it, but no one's on that tower.
No one touches. That is game.
And just like that, Seapunks.
Yeah. Okay.
Coke.
We're very good at this commentary thing. Either way, Seapunks takes the game, and that's going to be game 3. So you get your wish.
Yay! I get to see a fun map mode combination. Yeah, Seapunks managed to take that game pretty dominantly. Insomniac Central did a pretty good job when they like retaking after getting pushed, but their main problem was that they just didn't really have the team composition to be able to very effectively like push of their own after they retook. They really struggled with managing resources, especially after they had to spend basically the entire game fighting their way off of plat just to immediately lose a fight as the other team built up their own resources on respawn. So definitely a tough game for them. I'm interested to see how they will adapt going into game 3 here on Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi, which will be interesting for sure.
Definitely should be an interesting matchup. It's always an enjoyable match to map to watch. A lot of power gets flowed into that zone in these reef sliders, trip strikes, reefs. I said reef slider twice. But yeah, usually it's similar to tower control on Inkblot. You got these high up points that everything gets thrown down into the zone. Not locking out is not as difficult as Inkblot Tower, I'd say, but it could definitely be possible to come back. It's very back and forth typically, and honestly, it's a lot of fun to watch. It really opens up though when a team gets when the map starts, water level goes down. That's when things start getting more open and starts getting easier to play. Prior to that, it's very lockout heavy. So we'll see which team gets that lockout and if they can hold it through that second stage.
Yeah, absolutely. Whichever team, most likely what'll happen here is that whichever team manages to, unless they like both trade with each other pretty heavily, whichever one manages to get this first push here is most likely going to end up kind of just taking the zone until that water level drops, because at that point it opens up enough that you can kind of start to counter push. But really, whichever team wins the first fight wins the first. Where does it drop at? 30 seconds? Chat, I don't remember. I'm so sorry. I haven't played this game in so long. Yeah, so I'm intrigued to see how this goes. Should be fun.
This indeed should be, and we should be starting here shortly, presumably. But yeah, we'll see how things go.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what team comps look like for this one, because after how it went last time, I'm curious if Insomniac Central is going to think they need to adapt, or if they're just going to go back to the comp they used that first game where it was zones anyways. Which, in my opinion, would make a lot of sense, since their general playstyle, from what I've noticed, seems like it probably works a lot better on zones compared to other modes. So I'm interested to see what they do there, for sure.
It's probably going to boil down to, do they feel like it was just, okay, we can adapt to this with what we have, we just need to change how we're approaching it, or is it going to be more of a, yeah, they've kind of adapted to our weapon style, let's shake it up to throw them off? Like, there's a couple ways you can go about this. Let's find out what they're doing.
Yeah. And we are finding out just now, as you can see. What do we got here? Looks like... Ooh, okay. Very, very interesting. So Seapunks bring out the Squeezer, bring out a Splash, which is very interesting. That should be fun for them.
Insomniac Central. Insomniac has the Squeezer.
Oh, shoot, you're right. I'm very blind. Ignore me. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in this, I think. Having that crab this is a very, very good crab map, obviously, with that perch, so that makes a lot of sense. We see as that crab coming out here right now, 2 down for Seapunks, although they did get the initial cap.
That's a
full wipeout. And on this map, that is going to be huge as they manage to push up here, take a lot of space. That Junior probably about to set the bubble up. Yep, just like that. And the Squeezer with the wall, with the bubble, this thing is going to be near unkillable for a minute as they sit there and just throw fire at it. The Stringer.
Absolutely beautiful shot from Wings there. And we have water level dropping. That should open things up a bit. And another pick from the Squeezer. This might just be a straight lockout. We might just be watching the Squeezer play for the next 40 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. Tedder does finally manage to get picked off. Seapunks building up resources here. Got that stamp online. Unfortunately, the mint goes down. Ooh, and the edit goes down with cooler. That's potentially going to be huge. Just 25 seconds left on the timer. Triple Splashdown comes out to try and stall, but it is not enough.
Gonna wipe them out here. It really looks like it's going to be a KO here because Seapunks is just getting locked down here.
Yep, 5, 4, 3. They try their best to paint the zone, but it's just not going to be enough. And
That's
just like that, Insomniac Central.
Yeah, they're going to take the game. Very lopsided game here. Insomniac Central got that early pick and just locked it down. And, you know, sometimes that's how it is with splat zones. But nevertheless, that is a 2-1. Insomniac Central has definitely earned their right to continue forward here today. But unfortunately, for
Seapunks.
Yeah, why did I think it was Seaside? I'm like, brain, can we work for a few more minutes? We can eat after. Seapunks, unfortunately, that's going to be all for today. But you know, getting to Great White, and that was pretty good, right? And you didn't just roll over and die here either. You did good.
Yeah,
right.
Put up a good fight. It was pretty close, especially those first 2 games. You put up a good fight. GG's to both teams. Insomniac Central going further into the bracket. Excited to see how they do this time. And Seapunks, you played well.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, crap, I did the absolutely thing. Oh, my goodness, that's a meme.
I think that's your only one for the night, though. Good job, Owen. All right. And on that note, I do believe that is going to be where me and Hoenn tap out for the night. So, thanks to all of you for coming out. Thanks for watching. There's a lot more SOS to come, so don't go anywhere. I have been Jardonian. And this has been Hoenn Hero, and thanks to everyone for watching. Thanks for having us, and have a good night.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, welcome back to SOS. You know how it is. It's a brand new year, but the same old tournament once again with SOS 174. I am Topic, joined by Joe Ryan, as we are here with our quarterfinals matchup. We have Dynasty versus Pan. Jorian, how are you doing right now?
It's so funny how literally after that podcast, everyone now knows how to say my name. Literally everyone has been saying it wrong. But yes, it is Jorian. But yeah, Topic. Surprisingly funny enough, this was supposedly not going to happen. But somehow with all the stars aligning, it did happen. And we're seeing Seed 1 to Seed 16 straight up. Well, Seed 17, I should be exact, actually. Seed 17. So, oh no. Okay, I'm lying actually, because I remember this is Groups 2 bracket. This is not straight up a double elimination. So we're seeing Seed 1 versus Seed 41.
That is a major gap. You know, listen, maybe was it Dynasty Seed 41, I believe? Yes. Hey, maybe we'll see a Cinderella story, but you know, every story starts at page 1, and this is going to be their page 1 as we go to our first map mode of the day, or of this round, which is going to be Zone Tacklefish Market. Now, whenever I see Zone Tacklefish, I have very known thoughts about this. This is, in my opinion, your vanilla ice cream, your salt and pepper, your Marvel movies, your Hunger Games, your mashed potatoes unseasoned. It is your Final Destination. It is your Dust 2 in CSGO. This is your most basic map mode in the game. Now, basic doesn't mean bad. As seen by Golden Girls, it's not, basic is not necessarily bad. But I feel like this is a very good feeler type map where it's pretty flat for the most part, so you know what the enemy's where they're gonna approach from, but the matter is, can you respond to it?
Well, if it's flat, if it's basic and it's flat, it's basically be called mid. But basically, like you said, it is a flat and easy baseline. But then there's map 3, which is ship-shaped cargo, which is again an easy flat baseline that we saw actually earlier in group stage. So it's a V1 back for some teams, but really for this match being the startup for on Hackfish Market being the flat and seeing the comps as well. We don't see a pencil on side of Haypack, we see on Dynasty, so cooler is going to be a difference here.
Yeah, they're gonna be different cooler, and the biggest change, in my opinion, kind of in favor of Haypon, is the the ZF charger since it is a one shot, unlike the Fental, so it can provide a lot more pressure to the enemy team. But so far, Dynasty trying to get their foot forward, getting a very quick control of the zone. Lala here just trying to dance around. It's not gonna work. They're gonna go down as well. 3 down for Haypan. So now Dynasty with a great chance to establish themselves, possibly get up to the enemy ramp there and get some more control.
Yeah, definitely it looks like they can go up and get so much control from that, but really with Haypan getting 2 specials, that's 1 Zuka coming out first, and now there's going to be a trade-off actually with the tri-state coming in from Ying, and the trade-off from Haypan though, they still have the tri-states ready, but Zen is going to be going down as well, and the 52 guys going to go down as well from Haypan, and severely enough, Dicey has the zone gap. Remember, Dicey seed 41 and taking seed 1 basically to the zone area, basically itself, and still securing it as well, but Split's actually taking up Zenith.
I mean, look how strong Dynasty is looking right now. They are just going all out against Haypan. They have nothing to lose. They're playing with house money. We see the 50 is going to go down as well. 777 is going to go down. There's Jackpot. DC on the side of Dynasty. Very, very unfortunate, but they're still marching forward, and even in a 3v4, at the very end, Dynasty will hold on and take a very, very commanding first game here.
That was a scary DC at the last moment as well, because that took 3 extra seconds. And in a spectator kind of terms, if it takes 3 extra seconds, you could have DC'd yourself, so it could have been a whole room kill. And we would have not known what happened, but because the spectator did stay, but unfortunately it's only from Haypan did DC, this does go straight to Dynasty all the way, but still, we have to talk about how Dynasty literally just did that against our Seed 1. Like, these are the top of the top players, literally almost all the top of the top players. There's Zenith, who definitely carries the Seed, and Elder, who plays a lot in the past, but it's slowly coming back to him also now. Malo, isn't it?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier in the game, I think Dynasty, they're really playing with house money. Like, realistically, like if you look at the seeding numbers, they shouldn't be in the top bracket in this bracket. They shouldn't be in Great White, right? Seed 41, you're not expecting. So you would say they're kind of overperforming right now, and they're looking to just continue going, not letting that clock strike midnight as we go to game number 2 in a potential sweep for Dynasty as we go to Clan Blitz Umami Ruins.
So this is the thing. Looking to the profiles for the side of Dynasty, we are seeing that basically all of them are 2500 plus. That's a big main thing. One of them is still low level. Well, some of them is also banned and stuff, but it's still all low level. But the main thing is they're all 2500 one tricks, and that's really the one main thing. They're all 2500 one tricks, so they know the weapon and know their skill, and they know how to play against them because they're playing against JP. And really for Hayfan though, this is another thing as well. We're playing in Clan Blitz now. There's a different mode, and a mode that you can play more strategic in, not a lockout mode like spot zones. And because of this, we could be seeing a game 3 because of that.
Yeah, to kind of counteract what you just said, I do think this the mode itself is not very conclusive to lockouts, but the map definitely is. Because if you are able to get to the silo area, if you're able to get to like basically where the basket is, you have a pretty good chance to lock out the enemy because you are right up against their base. You are right there. You're at that choke point, at the little the choke point to their spawn. So this map kind of not contradicts the mode itself, but it does provide for some potential lockouts.
The thing is though, what you want to mind about the team strategy. That really counters everything. And if we can see Haypan go with team coordination, that's the main thing that they want to win. But for Dynasty, we saw what they could do. If this is a good mid, they do win. And also, again, wait, your mirror is playing CDS.
You know what?
They're flexing.
You know what? A Splatoon 2 classic, you know, not very much seen in this game, but hey, I love to see it. You know, a bit of an unconventional pick on the side of Haypan. They're going to be a mint decap, so a bit more of that defensive backbone, maybe to kind of hold off the memories of Dynasty, but so far, it's going to work out in their favor of Dynasty with a very quick 3 down on the side of Haypan. Yamura going in with the ball, able to get it, Lala able to get at least get a snipe on them, but not quite able to get a whole lot extra for Dynasty. Like that will be just a one and done push as they're gonna be held back here.
Again, like you said, it might Lala just shut me up a little bit because of that snipe, kind of like a Pokemon. Okay, this is totally just a Pokemon weapons. Oh my god! And then Santa just coming in with a slash, so just immediately going to be a good score in for Haypan if they want to jump in with score. But Mira actually getting caught in the trap of and getting the Clemson as well. Unfortunately, getting a little bit ahead of himself because he actually scored in the Clemson beforehand. That caused a little bit of a second push. But now with 45 points remaining and even more, the Clams are going to be spawning behind them, but they don't know about that because they had to walk all the way upon back and follow my final clan with Yamira. But because of the timing, that mostly going to be the push.
I mean, even if the clans spawn behind them, Zenith is still going in, though, getting one, forcing a jump out and keeping the team in, getting another one, slicing and dicing, call them a fruit ninja or whatever you want, just keeping Haypan in this really good spot. Haiku able to at least get one of them, though, but Haypan, they're not going away. They got that very strong kind of mid-fight. Lala got 2 snipes, Zenith went in, and it worked out in their favor. Lala with another ball trying to go in, not able to get it. Dynasty shuts that down quickly, but Haypan at least getting down to 29, either with the Zuka trying to find a pick, not able to find anything, and that will be the end of Haypan's second push. So Dynasty kind of reeling a little bit after what happened, after basically being punched in the mouth very, very quickly by Haypan, and so far they need to try to find the clamps in space and need to recover.
It's kind of funny because this is what I said earlier as well. With Haypan going down 29 points, it's all based on team coordination to actually get the mode lockout, and basically what they had seen for the past 3 minutes. But now with Dicey actually able to score in for the first time, and but while also at the same thing doing it first, other than Alder actually getting the kill on the shot player on the side of Dicey. Now this momentum is going to be shifted back to Haypan because look how much paint they have already. That's like in turf war sense, that's going to be like maybe 52% right now.
I mean, yeah, turf is kind of how you move around in the game. Well, there was a nice snipe onto Haiku, getting him to the back line, 7-7-7, able to go in and get another clam in. But something happened, 3 down. There it is, 1 more, 2 more clams away. There's another ball coming in, and Heipan. And I think that was 2, maybe 3 pushes, 3 pushes, able to just kind of dismantle Dynasty. I think they saw what happened game 1. You know, a mode where they were caught by surprise a little bit, and they just responded and leaving no room for discussion with a very, very strong game number 2.
That's the main thing. They were shocked, but then they got back into it. Maybe with Dynasty again, maybe Heipan had a little bit of lag in game 1. Who knows? And that made the DC happen. That made them force out because the lag was super bad for one of the players. And then basically that gave Dicey like that thing, but because of a Wi-Fi reset that Heipan had, that game went super smoother. And now going to game 3, hopefully we don't see that thing happen again though for game 1, and then we see a straight up clean match, because what Heipan did, even though they're seed 1, they finally did the job. Dicey did make it close. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I do. They did make it close, but now as we're going back to Splat Zones on Ship Cargo specifically, I do think this map is a bit more lockout heavy, kind of in the same vein of Umami Ruins, where, well, it's kind of weird to explain, right? Like, it's a lot more, you have a lot more options, I would say, if that makes sense. There is it's like wide, to say the least. It's the best way I can explain it. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, You have options to move, so it's not as congested as, say, Umami Ruins. So I do think that will go in favor of Heipan, but also might be a little bit of a disadvantage, because that means you can't have Lala, your backliner, the stout charger player, just sit and just watch one entrance. So you have to divide and conquer basically if you want to win.
This is the thing. It's the same thing as like Pitchfork far enough, but you can only go left, right, and up. You can only do it with 3 paths. That's the 3 options you can go. That's why it's a starter in a lot of map pools as well. But really, for the side of Heipan, like with La, they can stay on the left side and right side. But the slot on Dynasty, that's your issue there. Because the slot can really go up ledges and all that. And if you can stay on ledges, you can basically farm the shot from sniper for La to not exist. But at the same time too, hopefully no one is going to play dualies, so we don't see another dually fall on the water, because those sides are open in zones.
I mean, we're gonna have to see as we are loading into game number 1. There we go. We're loading into game number 1. We're gonna see Heipan. Not really a lot of change on the side of Dynasty. Again, no changes, but like you said, the slosh here for Dynasty might be the big factor. Just be able to slosh over ledges, get some nice chip damage on members of Heipan. But we're gonna see if Heipan can play around it.
But Heipan seemed like they're going fine. But a lot of actually getting the first 2 snipes, it's immediately going in and capping the zone. But I've been seeing almost a Wi-Fi minute on side Dynasty, because look how far Heipan is right now. They're basically 3/4 of the way in above. Like if you're seeing for football, that's like an 80 line or something like that.
Maybe, but we're gonna see how Dynasty is gonna respond with the strikes, with the Zuka, with the chumps, everything in the kitchen sinks being thrown at Heipan, but they're responding really well in kind, getting it down to 50 points remaining as Dynasty trying to go in. One's gonna go down, one on each side gonna go down. Zenith with the bubble, gonna play some defensive help for them, going straight for Haiku, able to get them, so the pencil will be out of commission for at least a little bit here. Zenith, unfortunately, an inch short is gonna go down there, and Dynasty will take over a quick 2 down, so maybe they might be able to get something here. But Heipan, they're not giving up without a major fight.
Yeah, they're not giving up with a fight, but also that Zuka into the face, that definitely showed they're not giving up without a fight. And with the 777 on the right side, on the left side actually shutting down the Slaughter, that's going to be huge for anyone left, and Zen's actually going to go down as well. But almost kills off Splat, but no, Splat's going to kill off 777 instead. And because of that, they are going to be able to move on up and not actually have some gets Heipan gets it instead, because of how many painters they have alive.
Yeah, and I think I want to point out for Havepan, I think they're doing really well is they're not allowing Dynasty to fight within the chumps. They're not allowing themselves to get hit by the chip damage that the chumps will provide if you fight within them. So they're doing a really good job of just kind of avoiding them, basically, not ignoring, but just like avoiding them, making them a lot less useful. But as these Dynasty are gonna fight back, get the zone cap, not try to get a little bit more. 2 down for Havepan, 3 downs. We have the last member remaining, so that will be the end of the hold for Havepan and Dynasty now, looking to at least eat away at this deficit here.
This is why you couldn't call Speechless if they survive the zone, because they don't have any penalty at all. This is what happened in game 1. If they keep the hold like this as they want it to be, with 2 down onside Havepan as well, this is even going to be better for them. And with only 15 ticks remaining as well, this might be the width, and the flash all the way up here. This is the start for the entourage that we saw before with Dynasty in game 1. They're chaotic, advanced nature with the Zuka to the face again. This is Slash Fences when he's just getting Zuka to the face. That was so close to getting killed as well.
I mean, that was just clutch by Zenith, just staying alive for a little bit longer, getting their team and getting at least a massive penalty onto Dynasty, able to capture the zone for Havepan, but again, and Dynasty showing some resilience here.
Okay, so basically as you can see right now with Dynasty, okay, that's 3 down inside of Havepan. What? I think that was flat again. Okay, that definitely was flat in Yume on the left side, actually killing the kills 2 people on the ditch, and on the right side was mostly the slight defensive player who was high Q, actually getting the person on the right side that I think maybe was la. And now with again more control on the side of Dynasty, and with what you said, but the chumps. The chump player is dead. And that's the Zuka player is dead as well because the Elder's arc snipe. And Haiku is going to be killed off because of Zenith now. And because of all that, we're going to be seeing Havepan actually captain zone once again.
I mean, you want to talk about someone passing geometry, that's exactly what you need right there. Splat getting another one, 2 down on the side of Havepan. Dynasty looking to recapture the zone once again, but Havepan not giving up. And finally, Dynasty will capture the zone. 1's going to go down for them as well. 2 down. So Havepan, they've been doing a really good job of responding to whatever Dynasty's been throwing at them, but they haven't really been able to capitalize like he did in the first push. Once they got to 30, it's kind of been like a stalemate almost. It's been very hard for either team really to get any more points because both of them have been fighting a lot in the zone. As we see right here, Havepan trying to push their advantage here, trying to get something here. 1's going to go down on either side. All members of Dynasty on this left-hand side. 1's going to go down. Zenith getting 1, getting 2, looking for the triple. Not able to find it, but a bubble will set up some defensive pressure here. So Havepan will end up victorious of that team fight. But now, with under 20 seconds to go, Havepan is out of their penalty. We're going to see what Dynasty can do here.
Okay, so I'm not going to say anything until now because that's the main thing. We don't want to see a commentator here, but Dynasty now getting 3 down, immediately getting wiped out. Spot Zuka would have been made a change, and now that's what.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. There it is. Unfortunately for Dynasty, the clock will strike midnight and the Cinderella story will be over. But they gave Havepan a run for their money. They made them earn those wins. So shout out to Dynasty. You know, even though they might have fallen here, they put up a really good fight against our #1 seed.
So when I do a little bit more research, I didn't really say this at the continuation of it. The reason why I like the profile and saying that they were still low level is because they were actually Splatoon 2 veterinarians from when they played, and then they stopped playing. You know,
veterans, not veterinarians.
Yes, veterans. But yeah, they were all the Dynasty, the players of them, mostly Yumera and Ying. They were Splatoon 2 veterans in the past. They didn't play for a while, and then they came back. And with the names that they had before in the results, actually as well, which was with top low-level teams, and then be able to come back here after the grinding sessions of solo, getting 2600 and stuff alone, and then being able to do this, that's basically purely this, welcome back to Splatoon, you are ready and qualified to actually fight against the big guns now. You're not stuck in low level, you are in top level, mid level, for sure.
Say at least mid-level, but with that, that'll be the end of our quarterfinals matchup after a very entertaining set there. But stick around because we have even more, much more action coming up for you as we have our semifinals up in a little bit. So we're gonna take a very, very quick break, but we'll be right back in a little bit.
God damn it, topic. Okay. Welcome back, everyone, to SOS 174 topic. It was supposed to lead, but I guess not. So, we are going to be seeing Cadius versus 443. Phone 43, if you want to know information, this is Foams. If you don't know Foams, they were in SOS a long time ago. They were playing in Ludi last time. If you want to know the joke about Foams, everything in tournament they go in, they add a number. So, now it's 443, and after it's going to be 444, and then 445. Cadius. You know who the people are at this point. If you don't, are you living on the rock? Andrea,
Yes.
Okay. Andrea, there's two people at Andrea. There are two different versions of Andrea. Andrea is from Andrea's Nation, so that's why they name it the same. They managed to change it though. Hawashi, you know who Hawashi is at this point. SOS champion, SOS legend at this point, playing a lot of tournaments, playing a lot of tournaments to really get the top results. Tickle is Tickle. Saku is gonna be the new addition to this kind of trend, who wants to go in and maybe meet the ideas of cat ears, because I think Saku might be having cat ears themselves. So yeah, that's the information. Vera obviously is a top known player, already back in S2 as well, and now coming into S3 a little bit. So that's all the information you need, topic, because I know you've been kind of out of the loop before with these two teams. So why not we go to the maps?
Well, thank you for the encyclopedia, Jorian. I appreciate it. But yeah, like you said, we're gonna go straight into our first map mode, which is going to be Zones, Barnacle, and Dime. In my opinion, one of the better G-shaped Tetris pieces in the game. It's really good. I personally like, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Zones, I think personally it's the worst out of the 4 ranked modes. I do think this map mode is, I like it. I tolerate it.
You like it because it goes down. It doesn't go up. That's a good thing, because you can just throw bombs everywhere. But everywhere on the zone is up. It is a square. It's not long. It's not a long rectangle or like a long vertical rectangle. It's a square. So it's only staying in the middle. And there is also a platform as well for the snipers if you want to have a little be funny with that. But the main thing is you want to be focused on and worried on is bombs and pencil, obviously.
Yeah, I think bombs are going to be very, very useful, especially for like just moving players in general. But we're going to see as we hop straight into our first game, we're going to see, ooh, okay, all right, I'm already a fan, as we're going to see, what is that, a custom range blaster, a custom explosher from the side of Foams 43, on the side of Cat Ears, a Neo machine, of course, one of my favorite weapons of the game, and nothing else really out of the ordinary for Cat Ears. You know, your standard splash, a frontliner aggressive weapon, but Foams 43 already with a very good start, getting one member down, but Cat Ears not going down that easily, unfortunately for them. Foam Ears are just gonna go all out aggression with that carbon roller. They're gonna go down as well, but Foam 43 are just putting their foot down almost immediately.
It's funny how you said Foamers, by the way, but honestly at the same time too, do not underestimate the extra velocity, because that extra velocity on the back, if they have so much power and so much momentum on where they stand, they are going to be able to stay with the splash to cap on the zone and just cap it in general with all the space. But with the hammer from Tickle, actually, that's going to be a chance for either or anyone to catch the zone or even try to win a fight. But no one wants to fight, because Foams knows how to play from S2 and knows how to play in S3 as well and to play avoidance. And because they did that, we're going to be seeing them past 50 tech points.
I mean, yeah, and this is really dangerous if you're Cat Ears, because if with that expo there, you cannot stand on that snipe. Actually, right there, getting at least a couple of assists on 2 members of Cat Ears and Foams 43. Look how far up they are. They are just playing with house money at this point. They do not care. They are showing their dominance as quickly as possible for the side of Cat Ears. They have a charge strikes at the ready. They're gonna pop it to at least get something there. They're gonna go down. Another one's gonna go down. The machine in zone, they're gonna go down as well. And Foams 43 will complete the 100-0 in a very, very, very dominant first game here.
The veterans has so much return, and God, this is a great comeback for them, showing it off. Like the blaster from Foams, killed Nokia, an archer who played Sloshing Machine, by the way. But that's what did you not notice, or did you not mention the Sloshing Machine?
Oh no, I did.
Machine. Okay, good, you did. That is rarely seen nowadays, because I would thought Sloshing Machine was actually kind of cut off because of the update that made it up to 220 points, I think. But really, Foam just said otherwise and saying, no, it's not dead. You're just playing it wrong. And basically now for Cat Ears, they're now stuck in a kind of hassle in Rainmaker Mentamia, because with Pencil for this, Hershey might be having an issue here because he can't really have any good snipe points.
I mean, yeah, technically, I guess you can say you can have that top left section, but I don't. Can Pencil reach mid from there? I'm not entirely. No. Okay, can't. So it will be a little bit hard for the Pencil to really be as effective as it wants to be, because if you're Foams 43 and you know where the Pencil is, if they're going to be set up on, I would say that left hand side, you can just take it right and the Pencil is inactive or is out of commission. There's not a lot they can do there, right? And I think with how aggressive Foams 43 was in that first game, I would not be surprised if they pop it and take it that right side, that jump side. I wouldn't be surprised, because we saw that first game, they were in your face. Even though they have an Explo, they will just say, hey, we are gonna hold W, we're gonna hold forward, and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah, and also I was kind of lying a bit. The Pencil can actually hit on the left snipe point. I'm thinking with the type of the left jump point that they can hit mid from, but because of the Expo, actually, yeah, no, they can't really hit it, because that extra is going to be canceling out the Pencil player itself, because that's going to be what they're aiming for, to have them have no space to even ink anywhere. And really, because of that, like you said, they're going to be able to go for the jump path and most likely clear that jump out in the first 30 seconds if they want to, and that's the fast path instead of being safe. And we see from Foam they like playing risky. So if they don't go for the jump pads and play safe, this could be a stall fest for like 3 minutes.
Oh, hold on. Okay, wait, we're gonna see a major change from the side of Foams 43. The vanilla blob lobber. Okay, you know what? As a slosher main, I don't count as a slosher, but that's a different story for a different day. But a major change with the rain, with just blob is being very, very useful. You just rain out the bunker so they can't stand there. And so far, Cat Ear is trying to at least assert something here. But we see from Nico here with a really smart position, getting the blob on this side, because you cannot go there. You are just shut off for if you're Cat Ears. You cannot go on this left-hand side. You are forced to go right, and so far, Foams 43 are playing into that as they're able to at least get a lot of neutral trades on the board here, as they're going to be the first ones to pick it up.
And as saying before, they are going to be going for the right jump pads previously because they have so much of that payment. And we see on the left side as well, the blaster is going to be staying on the bunker just to secure that no one has that place. And now because they have that checkpoint, they can continue going on the right side. But unfortunately, because of Nico actually going down on the right side, we see Archer actually coming in instead and trying to go for jump pad, but Ticker coming in with a slam down actually with the hammer. But unfortunately, because of Nico jumping in with the bubble of the, ball bubble, they just shut them out.
I mean, they're trying to get shut out. Kirk, Donut there's gonna at least grab it for a little bit longer. Kia there with the Kraken is able to at least stall for a little bit longer, but Foams 43, they're just in the base of Cat Ears. They do not want to leave Tickle from above, trying to at least do something here. As another one, the T-Tech again just trying to get something here. That's 1, that's 2, and that will be 3 down for Foams 43. So Cat Ears giving themselves a little bit of space to work with. No one goes down as well, giving them some space to work with, but Foams 43 just setting the tone incredibly early in this game, forcing Cat Ears to respond as quickly as they can, as we see Tickle there with the hammer trying to go for 1, not able to find it. 1's gonna go down for Foams 43, looking for something else. 2 down, 3 down with the hammer throw, 3 down for Foams 43. Now you want to see the Zuka's gonna come out. Zuka, the most balanced special in the game, able to clip the Rainmaker, at least stall it for a little bit. So Foams 43 having a prayer answered will at least stop the push for now from Cat Ears.
That was a double with Tezuka, and I think no Kiefo got and end up with the 3rd player. And now with Hawashi, aka the Pencil going down, and Tickle going down as well with the hammer, that's gonna be Rainmaker retake going for Foams, who's going up in middle. Kiefo, aka Android number 1 actually, is gonna be going from the right side again. They know that the right side is gonna be the most risky but the most stally, which they want to see right now because they have 26 points remaining. If they don't want to solve, they're gonna be basically playing in the bags of Cat Ears, who has right now the Rainmaker trying to go for the left checkpoint. That's really the more safer path for them as well, as they're going to be finally capping it off, but I can't kill it off in the last second.
You said the left would be safer. It didn't look that safe to me. There was a lot of resistance up against there, but there is. The T-Tech will at least get the pop, but the question is, can Cat Ears continue this momentum? We do see the Blaster here on top of Bunker, just doing what Blaster is doing, being a little bit of a rat, but Kiki there able to, Kia there able to shut them down with the Blaster of their own. So about a minute and a half to go in this game. It's been really back and forth, especially in these last minute. Cat Ears have kind of reestablished themselves, kind of calmed themselves down, and are able to at least get on the board and get Foam Ears just thinking a little bit more about going in recklessly.
But really in the last 9 seconds, we had to see for the side of Cat Ears though that they want to play recklessly because they will need to push back in. And now with again the Xbox coming in, but unfortunately the Department going down on the side of Foam, we're going to be seeing on the side of Jake number 2, I think. Jake number 1 actually, the real one. They are going to be actually securing the mid, but not pushing in immediately though. Even though they have the Rainmaker ready in place, they have to call it now out. They should be pushing it, but they don't want to be entrapped like with Foam, because we see Nico already set up. The hammer's gonna be going in, but how much time do they have left to even push in is the question now.
I mean, they have about 50 seconds left, and realistically, you got to deal with that blobber. Blob can just sit there and lob blobs all day, and you just have to deal with it as we enter under 50 seconds remaining there. Rainmaker is gonna go in, able to at least get a couple more points down to 35, knocking at the door of the lead. The strikes are popped a bit too early, not able to affect the Rainmaker. 30 seconds remaining. Nico is gonna pick up the Rainmaker now. if you're Foam 43, you have to stall for as long as possible, get the Rainmaker in a spot, which is going to be very, very unconventional for Cat Ears. One's going to go down, 2 down, 3 down for Cat Ears. Nico is going to try to sit on this left-hand or right-hand side, able to just lob shots of the Rainmaker at bunker, at this jump area, and just keep the members of Cat Ears away. Tickle being chased by the Rainmaker, trying to go in, trying to get the Rainmaker's not going to work. One's going to go down as well to confirm it, and Foams 43 will hold on by, I believe that was, what, 6 points to hold on to that game. So Cat Ears showing a lot of resistance, showing a lot of adaptation from that first game to the second game.
Like, the main thing is, though, for the side of Foams is the Blob was the one to kill off the Rainmaker. That's a situation you really don't want to be, but it's really good that Foams were able to get that shutdown at the end, that they were able to get the point, because that was a really, really risky situation there. But really, now that Cat Ears is now on the back foot, like, what they want to do is switch gears, and they want to try to play a little bit more aggressive with what Foams were doing, because they know now that Nico is a scary player. They want to catch out Nico as much as possible to be able to do anything. That's what Tickle's job might be now, at the same time as a Drake, who was playing Splash, if I remember correctly. Like, both of them together should be going down to straight up kill Nico from existing from the game. Well, for everyone else, they would be fine, because if they don't have paint, that's basically GG's.
Yeah, and I think what Cat Ears really... What kind of hindered them was them playing so passively, like you said. Nico just being a blobber with Rain, with Blob, with Sprinkler. They just painted so much of the map for Foams 43 that the more that Cat Ears played into that, the more that they kind of stayed back, stayed passive. That just let time, that's 8 time off the clock. That just let Foams 43 kind of stall out for as long as possible, because we saw when Cat Ears got to close to the lead, they just went down because they got a bit too aggressive. They got a bit too hyperactive about it, so they weren't quite able to fully capitalize on it. But we're gonna see as we go to game number 3, Foams 43 looking for the complete the 3-0 sweep on the side of Cat Ears, looking to at least prevent that from happening, force a game 4, and Nico going back to the Expo. So if you're Andric there on the side of Cat Ears, you gotta be at least a little bit scared of it.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit scared indeed. As we're going to be seeing actually Hershey changing up Blaster instead. That's a crazy change actually, because we never saw that before in a while. But we're obviously we're going to be seeing the same comp. We're going to be seeing the Kraken coming from Nokia. We're going to be seeing the Vera Roller, Carbon Roller, as we see usually, and the Expo coming back actually coming from Nico. That, if you stay on the top side, or really in the corners like Nico is right now, that is basically a pure shut-up position. Again, if it's a splash down being ready, we know that they can really do a lot of damage when they want to push up.
Yeah, and we see Nico making really good use of the Expo, at least getting 1. Another one's gonna get down, 3 down for Cat Ears once again. Unfortunately, Foams 43 had to deal with Hershey in their backyard, just trying to stay alive here, getting some attention away from the push. And even though they went down there, that was really, really helpful, because that kept Foams 43 away from your side. That kept Foams 43 away from the clams in mid, because as you can see, the clam economy is rather small, but even on both sides, both teams only have 1 clam each. One Nokia phone's gonna go down inside the Phone 43. Tickle looking in a spot here, just play some defense, but you see right there Nico with the Explode doing what Explode does, just being a really big thorn in the side of Cat Ears. The cooler is going to come out as well, with the splash coming out in response. Another one coming out in response once again, but not a lot happening, as we're going to end up back in a very neutral situation here.
And after that's going to be I think a walkout, or I think that's going to be kill a rail kill actually. As we're going to be seeing for Cat Ears to be able to come back in, but main thing is they don't have the clam, because the main thing with the clam is going, as you said, Topic, it respawns every 15 to 30 seconds or 15 to 25 seconds actually, and unfortunately the spawn rates were way behind for everyone, and everything was really clammed RNG back up from where they were. Eventually trading up back and forth. Now Cat Ears now having the better clam economy and better clam spawns, making them down to 44. It takes 2 minutes to do that, but really the main thing is now look at the lockout. We are seeing the pencil having like down team of clams almost getting down to 30 points exactly actually, so that's a crazy start for Cat Ears.
I mean, yeah, that's a really good first push, and we're about halfway through the game. So if you're Foam 43, you're gonna have to find a way to respond. Nokia Foams at least trying to put up some pressure there. Kiki in the back lines as well. But you do see from Foams 43, 4 specials at the ready. The cooler is gonna be popped. Tickle's gonna go down. Kraken's gonna be popped as well. Archer is here with the ball, looking to score. Pick up the bird from Harshy's blaster. They're gonna go when they're gonna go down as well. So Foams 43 looking in a really good spot here. 2 down for Cat Ears. We do see a splash out. It's at the ready. Ball's gonna be scored for Foam 43, but not a whole lot of follow-up as Cat Ears will clamp down on defense and stop anything else from happening. So despite having a really good special advantage there for Foam 43, they're not quite able to capitalize on it as Cat Ears able to weather the storm here and just kind of neutralize the push from Foam 43.
The thing is, though, remember, Harshy came back a main spot, but Nico still had zero splashdown, which was unfortunately used a little bit ahead of time on the grades. But because at the same time, because Nokia foams were down, and now Archer is down as well, that's another push spot. Okay, Archer got another pick now with a blaster direct. That's going to be Caddy's direct opportunity to go for another push in if they get the clamps in, though. Because unfortunately, as you see on the top side, that's going to be, clans are going to be rotating back and forth. That's going to be merely 40 points right there. If Tico does point in the score, though, that's going to be the main issue. But as we're seeing right now with the respawn for the 52 out going down, that's going to be Foam 43 having another chance to come back in with another clamp ball soon enough, because they need to get that splashdown ready. But with the cooler going down, unfortunately, that's going to be a little bit of an issue right there. That's going to be another 5-second delay.
I mean, yeah, it's just Foam 43, they're going down at really inopportune moment, to say the least. Nokia, I don't know where that ball came from. That ball came from the heavens there. But yeah, Nokia Foams is forced to back away here as Cat Ears just needs to hold on here. They're doing a really good job of just taking really smart fights, just not going down recklessly here as Foam 43 are backed up. They're going to need to get something here. Andric is going to go down to Bazooka. Kiki looking for another one, not able to get it with the ball at the ready. 24 clams at the ready. 3 down for Cat Ears. Tickle with the hammer though is gonna come through, gonna get at least one of the balls on a timer. At least looks like one of the balls will go down. No, it won't. So Foam 43 still has a lot of clams to work with, but Cat Ears is able to at least get one down. Harshy's gonna go in, get just cause some mayhem there. Tickle's gonna go down once again. Archer, they're looking for a fight, able to win it. 3 down on the side of Foam Ears, or Foams 43, I should say. The wipeout will put a bow on it, and Cat Ears will keep their tourney hopes alive, taking a very, very clean game number 3.
And the cap out really did ring. And now Caddy is back in action now. That's a good thing for them. Foams in the last really 15 seconds, they had enough balls to win. Actually, if they scored it all in the last second, but unfortunately, what happened in the story to make that meltdown happen? Hershey got a kill on top against a barrel, I think. And with that barrel kill, just started the whole downfall because everyone was split apart. And they were ready to set up as well, but once we saw Nokia phone going down, then Nico not able to push in with the rest of the team because they didn't have a splash time, and Archer going down as well. That major concern, if let Caddies go for the win. We saw the Foams, because that's one thing as well to notice. The map was too big for Foams to actually do a lot of work. For Caddies, the map was so big to their advantage that they need to do a lot more fights. They just need to do a lot more paint. So we're seeing for the side of Caddiers, if you get more paint, you win. But for Foams, if you get more aggression, you win. So the map is really all that matters for either team.
Yep. As we're gonna go to our game number 4, Tower Control, Undertow Spillway, and Jorion, I think we can both agree this is a 2 checkpoint map, right?
Yeah. This is, but
okay.
this is the thing though. In your opinion, is this map big or small?
Okay. Okay. That's interesting. I would say, if you're just looking at the checkpoints themselves and where they're spaced out, I would say small, because you don't. It's like most of it's like condensed, in a sense. Like it's not as spread out as like other maps, like a museum, like a Mahi with the level drops. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. Like I would describe this map as relatively small.
The main thing is though, Tommy, is the easy way to describe it as: is this more fight heavy?
Yes.
Or is this more paint heavy?
fight heavy.
Then, in that advantage, expect that Foam's 43 is going to go all aggro in, with Nico going in with the blob. Immediately you can know that they are going full aggro.
Ooh,
But because...
yeah.
And Drake number 2 is playing Slotty Machine regular. They're just throwing something at it and throwing out a ball and seeing what fits at this point, because now they're playing the blaster and playing the Slotty Machine. That is going to be basically chaos at the checkpoint.
I mean, they got it for the GG Booyah, so I can't really blame them, as Phones 43 with a quick 2-down on the side of Cat Ears will get at least to that first checkpoint relatively easily, as we can see. 3, 2, 1. Yup, there it is. No line counts. As Phone 43, you see they have a lot of paint set up almost immediately on the side of Cat Ears. The rain's gonna go out as well, putting up a bit of a barrier between the pencil and the tower. Kiki gonna go in with the Zuka as well, and Foams 43 with a very dominant push here, getting it down to that final checkpoint within the first minute of the game. Another going down for Cat Ears. Angelic number 2 is going to go down as well. We're going to see Archer here on the tower just dancing, not able to get it. Tickle is going to get 1, going to get 2, going to get 3, and that will hold off the final checkpoint falling for Phone 43. But Cat Ears, you have a large mountain to climb here.
That's just chaos. This is what you definitely call chaos. This is Splatoon 2. Kind of in Splatoon 3 modernized, but really in the main sense, what we're going to be seeing for Cat Ears now, since they have everything like you said, the GG Booyah, that's going to be happening right now for checkpoint number 2, or aka checkpoint 1.5. We're going to be seeing for the splash out from Hawashi, we're going to be seeing them going up and trying to splash out anyone that's bothered nearby to find a checkpoint, which is happening right now. No one gets hit, but Tico is going to be right there to help with the clean up. The slot machine going down, the pencil going to go down. That's going to be another splash, another cooler going down as well. But Vera is going to be one Tickle, but actually gets the win instead. Now Hawashi is going to be still alive, and Tickle's still going to be alive. They're going to be killing off checkpoint 1.5 as fast as possible, but unfortunately, because Vera still has the Zuka actually on top, they're going to be trying to kill off Hawashi.
I mean, yeah, you see Harshy on the wall there. They're gonna splash down to try to at least get some space, but I think the biggest hurdle for Cat Ears is gonna be Nico. It's gonna be the blob. It's gonna be the rain, just kind of just being the ultimate guardian of this second checkpoint. All right, not anymore. They're gonna go down, and so goes the checkpoint as well. So Cat Ears are gonna march their way towards the second checkpoint. A lot of fighting going down. One's gonna go down. Harshy's going down. Tickle getting 1, not quite able to get the second. Cat Ears 3 down on the side of Phones 43. Just think they have to go on the tower. The lead's gonna switch over to the side of Cat Ears, and unfortunately Cat Ears is gonna be able to at least get close to the final check, or to the goal here. Just all out pandemonium trying to get this tower. Cat Ears 2 ticks away. Nokia Foams able to at least get another one. So Foams 43 able to at least hold off the not getting knocked out, but Jesus, what a push from Cat Ears.
This is why it's described as full of war again. This is, again, but I think they were actually, if I remember correctly, maybe they were both in like Div X or Div 1, and I think this might be a rematch kind of Ludi, from a Ludi set, so this is kind of funny to remember from that, but really the main sense right now, again, in the set that we're seeing right now, we're going to be seeing now that Nico is going to be trying to fight the train. We're going to be someone going on top. That's Archer actually on top trying to aggro anyone. That's going to be Vera on the Zuka from the back trying to hit anyone as well, but even Tick on the left side trying to be alive as well. That's not going to be a checkpoint point, unfortunately, but that's not going to be a checkpoint as well. So with 1 minute 20 seconds left, actually, Cat Ears can just pin the middle. After getting the kill Archer, they can actually now finally secure a mid and maybe try to stall for the last 1 minute 20 seconds, or maybe a minute 40 left to actually win.
I mean, it would be, if you look at Cat Ears comp, it's gonna be hard for it's gonna be hard for them to really stall, because they have a lot of chip damage up front in aggressive weapons. So they have to fight if they want to keep kind of Foam 43 out of it, but you have to take some really smart fights. But unfortunately for them, Phones 43 with a quick 3 down on the side of Cat Ears. 45 seconds remaining on the clock. The rain's gonna go out, the cooler's gonna go out, so Phones looking, this might be their last potential chance to take the lead here and break through that third checkpoint. So if you are Phones 43, you gotta protect Nico at all costs. You gotta make sure you watch your flanks, you get a couple picks. Unfortunately, Kiki not able to get one there. They're gonna go down to Harshy's blaster. Harshy going straight towards the tower. The splashdown will get Nico down as well. Archer gonna go down as well. Tickle gonna go down on the side of Cat Ears. Kiki is gonna be here. They're gonna go down as well. So 10 seconds remaining. Cat Ears just needs to hold on here. They need to fend off the to Foam 43. That's a good start. That's one going down. That's two going down. Looking for the triple. Not quite able to find it in. Oh, they are able to find it, but that will be it. Cat Ears will hold on and force game 5 in a potential reverse sweep.
Maybe. Here's the funny thing as well. The other series match is happening right now during game 5 as well. And if I'm looking at the score, almost in the same way. Almost. But both of the semis are going to a game 5, and both 4 matches, basically, both 2 matches actually, I should correct myself, it's both new gen versus veterans. That's the crazy thing to notice about the Southwest. The veterans are coming out and they're causing action, but for this matchup, for Cat Ears, the new gen is coming into reverse with the veterans. In a sense of, they switched their mindset to become S2. To just throw things at the wall and just go in and play aggressive, which Foams were doing in the first 2 matches. But now they're matching it, which is causing them to slow down for Foams.
Yeah, but we're gonna see as we're going to take a little vacation over to Mahi Mahi results Splat Zones, where I would say this map becomes a lot more aggressive oriented, or is a lot more aggressive oriented at the beginning before the water level drops and when the level is raised. But I feel like once the level drops, it becomes a lot more about paint. It becomes a lot, because it's a lot more open, right? So it becomes which team can just paint the map better, if that makes sense.
Well, for the first 60, after 60 tech, that's the main thing. After the 60 tech, it's become who paints the map more. But in the first 40 techs, it's more who survives. Because that's the main thing. The zone for Mahi zones, at the start, it's mostly less area, like you said before. But after the 60 tech, it's more area. And if you have the winning numbers, that's the chance that you can do a full-on lockout. And when you get that lockout advantage, that's basically usually the story of GG's for the map of Zones Mahi.
Yeah, but I think after what we've seen from Cat Ears in the last 2 games, I do think the momentum is really in their favor. Like, you see how aggressive they were. You see how they've kind of forced Foam 43 to get desperate with these desperate fights we were gonna see. Will Foams 43 kind of recollect themselves, going with a very interesting comp, going with the custom Explo and the heavy edit? But on the side of Cat Ears, Indrik number 2 going over to the junior. So, you know, a couple of bombs here, a couple of bubblers there, a lot of paint everywhere. So we're gonna see which team comes out on top here.
Indrik number 2 going junior is actually kind of makes sense, because that's going to be helping Harshi actually on the blast, and also helping as well for the side of Tickle, because they're going to wipe it. Because with that many bombs, basically that would be doing a full-on lockout, as kind of said before. But really, it's going to go to point number 2 about blocking out for paint for the second measure of the zone, for the second measure of the map, because it's going to be going down basically in 5 seconds. And Tickle almost fell off. Wait,
did they?
They teleported.
Okay, teleportation.
Yeah, teleportation. But yeah, the thing we're going to see right now is that Foams are going to be coming up with the Kraken on Fun Launcher device. It didn't find Tickle though, and we're going to be seeing Splash Launcher enough. But between on the side of Cat Ears, we're going to be seeing Foams slowly coming back in, slowly but surely.
I mean, you say slowly, but they just kind of forced their way in right there with a really good 3-down situation on the side of Cat Ears. So now Foam 43, they have the Explo, they have the Blaster, they have the machine, they have a lot of ways to just get some chip damage off onto Cat Ears to kind of make it hard for them to push back in. But unfortunately, Cat Ears is answering the call. Indrik number 2 going in, Splashdowns going out from Harshi, able to very quickly recapture the zone. Tickle going in, able to win against Kiki with the machine. So unfortunately for Foam 43, Cat Ears are storming back with a vengeance. As you see, Tickle does have a hammer at the ready, so they gotta be a little bit careful of that. So Foam 43 looking to respond here, seeing what they can do here. But Cat Ears, they have a bubble, a hammer, and cooler at the ready. Foams 43 got to be at least a little bit worried.
Yeah, because the splash is going to be the main thing that they want to come back in with, but because we're not going to be seeing Kraken come in as well, well, actually they have cooler, so the Kraken is going to be coming in, but the head is going to be killed off though, so there's not going to be a second cooler coming in really soon, and we're not going to be seeing Azuka from the sausage machine because they're going to be killed off as well, but with 11 ticks left remaining, we're going to be really seeing that Carriers got the victory once again.
I mean, yeah, you have to go kind of desperate for Foams 43, but it's not their time. And Cat Ears will complete the 3-0 reverse sweep. GG's to Foams 43, but Cat Ears, they won that first game, and the momentum just kind of swung all the way in their favor. It's just they took a lot smarter fights. They were very aggressive when they needed to be, and Foams 43, they got desperate. They got desperate at times, and Cat Ears just they took full advantage of it. So shout out to Cat Ears, I guess.
Shout out to Cat Ears and shout out to our streamer Justin, aka SMS stream, who is still on the stream by now because the transition really didn't happen yet. But now we got to see Justin's Inkling. Hey, it's sick. So
yeah,
Billy,
no drip.
Yeah. No drip, just mid. No drip, just mid.
Mid drip.
Mid drip, not the gear, like not the actual. I'll go with that. Well, like Justin, change your thing to your IOL next time. Get your bit right. But really, main thing in the scenario is Cat Ears beat the veterinarians. They were so close to getting in the fact, but the main thing is though it's veterans. Okay, not veterinarians, but unless they work with cats, like technically they could be veterinarians. But veterans, they can adapt. That's the main thing we saw for Cat Ears. They adapted. They started off slow, and then they just said, we're going fast, and then they went fast, and then they went full aggro. Battling full aggro, they went full aggro. They knew what to do, and they finished it off, so nice.
Yep, and with that, that'll be it for our semis, but we're gonna take another very quick break as we got our finals getting set up right now, so I know y'all don't want to go anywhere, y'all don't want to miss this, so we will be right back for our finals of SOS number 174. Well, everyone, I hope you got everything you need. You got your snacks, got your water, you're comfortable, you're sitting, because we are back with our grand finals for this week of SOS. We have teams we've seen before, of course. Heypan, our number 1 seed, fending off a Cinderella story in Dynasty in Cat Ears. We just saw coming back from down 0-2 with a reverse sweep against Foams 43. I am Topic, joined once again by Jorian. And Jorian, we have a really good matchup set up here for us today.
This is really just this is not a new generation just fighting each other again. If you heard from the last round with Foam 43 and BT is overrated with veterans and both teams fighting off each other, make it to game 5, but both the veterans actually lost that set in game 5, and now we're going to be seeing Heypan and Caddy as the new gen moving on to each other. This is basically just your top level pickup, who we all know, which is a kind of veterans because Pancake actually and Ozuna is actually sub 7-7. They are technically veterans too, but blah 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 and Zenith is new gen. So everyone here, 6 people here are new gen. 2 people are veterans. So let's just get this straight here. But now, other than that, maps. Let's go to that real quick.
Yeah, let's see what these youngins will be playing on as we go to game number 1 we have seen before, Ship Cargo Zones. Now, the last time we saw this, it was Heypan versus Dynasty, where Heypan, I believe, barely fended off Dynasty, so I do think they have a lot. They do. I think this is slightly in their favor, I would say. Very slightly, though.
Very slightly in their favor, I think actually it was the other way around. No, no, you're right. They actually did it barely, but at the same time too, I think they took it, but at the same time for Heypan, they took it and took it like with a 40-point gap difference. That's the main thing. It wasn't like a full sweep, but it was a 40-point gap difference. But remember what we saw from Caddy the last round. Mm-hmm. They adapted now to aggression, so they won't go back to they could go back to the regular comp before, but I feel that with what they had from last round, going with Junior, Blaster instead for Harshy, I feel that they might stick with that because they know they're confident that now, and they should give it that when go before going back to the regular comp. Tickle is going to be staying with obviously the Viper. Yeah, Viper. That's going to stay. That's going to exist. That's going to stay existing. Don't worry about that.
Well, we're gonna see as we hop into game 1 of this week's finals. We're gonna see what these 2 teams got for us. Potentially, maybe, hopefully.
Welcome to the European internet.
Europe. Let's go, Europe. Anyways, we're gonna hop right into it. Lala sticking with the ZNF Charger. ZNF, of course, going back to the mint decab on the side of Cat Ears, I believe. There is going to be Evil Tickle going over to the Splatana Stamper. Very interesting pick from them. And of course, Andric number 2 sticking with that Junior. So a lot of paint going down for them. Unfortunately, is that hard? Oh, that's Harshy on the Junior. Very interesting there. So they're gonna go down as well. So Cat Ears with a Heypan with a very, very strong opening here.
Okay. Harshy on the Junior now, and Slosher is going to be going for Andric number 2, and now that we're going to be seeing Tickle on the sword instead. This is a full-on switch. This is a switch up for sure. That's crazy. But we're going to see immediately now that it's going to be a wipe immediately on the side of Heypan too. And now we can see how much paint control. Harshy just got bombed on Lava. That's just a Junior stream right there, getting it off of a ramp. That's crazy right there. But we can see the Laga again because it's shape and how much control they have slowly. But because we can see like that 80 line again is going to be going slowly to the side of Heypan, but at the same time too, with 2 down on the side of Carriers, we're going to be seeing that for the rest of Heypan, they're going to be able to cap the zone immediately.
I mean, yeah, able to cap this zone thanks to Zena just kind of running in there, able to get a trade before going down. So now if you're Heypan, you've seen what Cat Ears can do, and your main goal is to I guess flick. You know what? Charger gonna Charger. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, we're gonna see as Heypan trying to give Cat Ears taste of their own medicine. A bubble going out for Harshy there. Bubble in response. A Venn diagram coming out. Zenith getting 2 with 1/3 going down for Cat Ears. So Heipan asserting their dominance, getting under 40 ticks remaining. So if you're Cat Ears, kind of you're at least a little bit desperate. Not too much yet, but you're gonna have to at least get something. Try to get a penalty onto Heipan here.
Yeah, as you can see with 15 ticks remaining, but 2 down the Heipan, and now the pace slowly going out to the, no, not slowly, they immediately go over this guy, the carriers actually, but immediately as well, making it halfway because the Heipan is going to be fighting back with 1% above on carriers right now, using the Zuka to get another kill on Andreic, and with that Harshy being less on the right side, but jumping out and immediately getting killed right after, they're going to be able to capture so much again with only 50 points of penalty remaining, but 13 ticks in general for actual points for them to win.
Yeah, and I think what's really going in favor of Heipan here is kind of the defensive backbone that the Mint Decap and the Charger gives them. Like, it gives them something to fall back on in case of Cat Ears' attack, as Tickle is going to go in 3 down inside of Heipan and then a quick zone flip over for Cat Ears. But as you can see, Heipan, they're going to at least be a little bit backed up, but they're not being backed up too far. They're going to go in here, Zenith, and one other. Unfortunately, Zenith is going to go down, so no bubble or decap for them, as Cat Ears looking to at least get something going, able to aid through the penalty. But you see Heipan with 2 specials. There's a Zuka, there's a Strike. We're going to see the members going in, see what happens here.
What's happening is Harshy's going to just get the kill. Sicko's going to get second kill slowly enough, but okay, no, actually that's Harshy again getting another kill because of bomb. And that's another kill because of actually something going down as well. And that's another kill as well because the sniper's going down inside of Heipan. That's basically a delayed fight on the side of Cat Ears for the victory. And now with the penalty points slowly getting out of 5 ticks remaining, we're going to be seeing now the points going down for real. And with that, GG Strikes coming into play as well from AJ number 2. Now aiming it onto the left side, but also the Zuka aiming up on the top side, not at AJ number 2. But actually the other strike from the side of Heipan going to the zone, but not capping it at all because the rest of the painters, the rest of the zone painters on the side of Cat Ears that stay alive, they get the lead.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Zenith is able to get double kill, but not quick enough. And Cat Ears, showing some resilience from the attacks of Heipan, will hold on and win game number 1 in a very, very close fashion. Very, very fight-heavy game. There's a very back and forth for the most part. So this would be a really good set.
Oh yeah, this is going to definitely be a really good set, as we're going to be moving on to a Waymaker map. As you say, this is gonna be a really good match. This might be a different kind of match now because it's Waymaker. But if it goes on Tower Control, it could be a really good match there. Because for Waymaker, it's the first one to get the most aggression. And as we saw in the first half, we saw that Heipan can definitely play aggression. It just takes a little bit more time for Cat Ears to actually get that aggression back, but no, actually flip that around. Cat Ears is the one who can play a really more aggression, then Heipan gets it a little bit more later, and then Cat Ears just get it right back. So, really the main thing is, what does Cat Ears play? That's the main question for them to see what happens to Heipan, because after, again, the last round, Cat Ears just deciding what fits to the wall. Are we going to be seeing the slot machine gun? Who knows? But for the side of Heipan, most likely nothing will change.
Yeah. I also could see nothing changing for Cat Ears, maybe kind of switching around the weapons, because I think Harshy going to a blaster and someone, I think Andric number 2 picking up the junior may be helpful, but I do think for this map in particular, it can come down to which team can control the ramp, because that's really where the choke point is, right? Like, the ramp is kind of where a lot of the main forces for both sides are going to be focused on, so if either side is able to really control that, I think that will be the big difference maker here.
If I remember as well, if I remember from the clip of the year, this is the same map mode combo that Zenith forgot to pick up the Waymaker to get the lead in. So, if Zenith can pick up the Waymaker at that choke point, hey, that's a GG right there, that's a KO. But really the main thing is, like, for the first pop to go to the first checkpoint, that's going to be the main thing that you will want to see. And if we do see a change from Cat Ears, like the blast from Harshy or the junior from Andrea, number 2, that could work out really well. But the funny thing enough as well, we never saw Bubble Cheese or Bubble bubble protection at the Rainmaker pedestal in a while, actually. It would be interesting to see that back in.
I think so, but also there's a good chance that a lot of the times when you pick up the Rainmaker, the bubble player is the one picking it up. It's either the bubble player or the cooler player. So we're gonna see where that kind of lies for both of these teams as we're gonna hop into game number 2, Rainmaker Museum Alfonsina. We're gonna see from the side of Cat Ears, on the side of Haypan, no changes for them, and on the side of Cat Ears, we're gonna see Harshy going over to the Crab Splash. So a pretty good all-around weapon, I would say. Other than that, another major change. Tickle going back, I should say, to the Wiper instead of the Splatana Stamper.
And also, we're not going to see a decap anymore. We're seeing the 52 got going in from Zenith once again. So we are going to be seeing, maybe, hopefully, not that kind of clip beforehand, but we're going to be seeing first clip is going to be Lala picking up the Mimicker, getting the kill on Harshy on the edge with the Mimicker itself by enough. They're going to be actually going in for the jump. That's what they're trying to wait for on the right side. But the main thing right now, they're stalling out.
I mean, they're gonna try to stall out as long as possible. Lala gonna go for the jump. Andric not quite able to get it, able to break through that first checkpoint, and Lala is gonna actually maybe be able to make it out alive. So that's gonna be very, very useful for them for keeping those GG strikes. Andric is gonna pick up the Rainmaker, Harshy with the Crab, Andric number 2 with the strike. So a lot of pressure going in on the plat of Haypan. We're gonna see how they can respond. Crab's gonna end here. Rainmaker's gonna stop right before getting up the ramp. One's going down outside of Haypan, but Cat Ears, they're not going away that easily. As quickly as Haypan broke the checkpoint, Cat Ears breaking the checkpoint for themselves.
Yeah, as we'll be seeing now that Ticker actually firmly picks up the pedestal Rainmaker bubble, cutting it off immediately, cutting up for the double, going in from the side of Zenith actually. We're going to be seeing Lala pick it up and trying to actually back away, but unfortunately not able to back away, and that's going to be 7 able to come up ahead, fouling Tickle. They don't jump up, but they don't jump out actually. That's going to be a sneaky kill off when Tickle shows up abruptly and tries to go in for a left to the right side sweep.
Yeah, we see 777 here, just kind of trying to stall for a little bit, trying to get some pressure, trying to get some space for the side of Haypan, but Cat Ears with the Crab gonna shut that down. Harshy says, hey, no Rainmaker for you. So the Rainmaker is still technically on the side in the court of Haypan, but Cat Ears, they're going to try to at least keep this pressure up because they're only 1 point away from the lead. 1 point separates these two teams, and so far Cat Ears, they're doing what they did this last game and last set, basically being as aggressive as possible but doing it smartly, and so far it's working out for them. Andric with the Rainmaker, so you see Andric number 2 with the strikes. One's going to go down, 2 are going to go down. No cooler for Haypan. The path is clear. The red carpet is going to be laid out for Andric. There we go. They're going to go get down to 30, 20, 25 points remaining. So very, very good push for Cat Ears here.
That red carpet vibe was not as smooth really as possible. It was really going with a little bit bumps going left and right because everything wall. But really the main thing though that we saw was Lala actually getting a direct snap on Tickle. And we're going to be seeing right now for Haypan as well. That is going to be the red carpet for them coming up. And also being a bumpy vibe because there's people right there. But unfortunately we're going to see Osuna aka 777 getting killed up. But Zen is still alive on the top side. Trying to go for the right side as well. Trying to go in for kills, but with 2 down inside of Haypan, this might be a reset unless Harshy get killed up, which they do. And with another way to make a pick up from Cat Ears, that's going to be a full-on reset.
I mean, yeah, Cat Ears are just keeping up the aggression. Even when they're down, they're keeping it smart. They're keeping it they're trying to just do their best to be as aggressive as possible, doing it smartly. As Andric able to at least keep himself alive, getting rid of Eider's Zuka, very, very helpful beside of Cat Ears. Strikes are going to come out from Haypan to at least provide them a little bit of space. Tickle going to go down, not what you want to see if your Cat Ears. Rainmaker is going to reset, but with about 90 seconds remaining in the game, we're going to see what happens here. Harshy with the Crab just protecting the Rainmaker. Basically, we see Eider on the other side of the mid spinner. They're going to go up. They're going to be forced back with another strikes coming out, and just a lot of fighting, a lot of neutral over mid. Unfortunately, Cat Ears, they're gonna go 2. They're gonna go 3 down by Zenith, looking for that complete wipeout. There it is, the wipeout. Haypan, no one in sight. Lala gonna get down to 24. 1 point more than Cat Ears. So they still have Cat Ears though, still has a chance to win this game though.
They do, but the 35 seconds remaining, 25 seconds remaining actually, but with one down each, that one tick is going to be crucial because Andreic, number one, is going to be the one picking it up, and now they have to go all the way and try to fend off La La La, because La La is still alive, the sniper player, and if La La cuts him off or anyone cuts him off like that from Osuna, that's going to be a big issue with 56 remaining. Now they have to get that red carpet winning with the they just need to pop the Waymaker. That's the main issue right now first. And with the red carpet coming in soon enough, they can get the lead. If they get the red carpet action, La La doesn't cut them off at all. Or they go to the left side. But this left side is really risky.
I mean, yeah, here we go. We're into overtime. 50 seconds remaining on the Rainmaker. Andric just needs to stay alive. You do see the Zuka coming out. The strikes are going to come out as well, forcing back the Rainmaker Andric in a really precarious spot here. Zenith is down for Haypan. They're going to respawn as well. 35 seconds remaining on the Rainmaker clock. Andric just trying to find a safe way through. 777 is going to get a trade. Very useful inside of Haypan to at least keep pressure away from them. Another one's going to go down. Zenith here with the on the spinner, forcing Andric back once again. Andric nowhere to go. All the members are down. They're the last one left, and Haypan will close the doors on that push, so they will bring the set to 1-1.
I can say straight up, Andric had an opportunity right there if they played really risky. But unfortunately, Andric decided to play safe all the way. And playing it safe at the last second, it's a 50-50 cause. But in that 50-50 cause, I think if Andric did decide to just win it, that would have been their win right there, because that right path that Andric did pain with the Rainmaker, but was scared because of Zenda coming up. If they swam it all the way through, that would have been lead right there actually. So unfortunate, but that's what the caution of Splatoon 3 that people learned actually nowadays is with Rainmaker Museum. Like if you say in the last second, you are better to stay safe than stay aggro, which unfortunately goes to the side of Hayman. But now we're going to go to Tower on Inkblot.
Yes, Tower Inkblot, the map mode of all time.
Yes.
I do think this map mode slightly favors Cat Ears' more aggressive playstyle, because you are able to get up to the plat really quickly. So if they're able to get Harshy or Tickle established onto plat, it could be a very long match for Haypan. But on the other side, this can be a sniper's heaven for Lala. If Lala's able to get on the mid platform, I forgot what it's called.
There's no tower. It's only the left and right side.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? The left or right side blocks, big blocks. If they're able to get on top of there, it could be very hard for Cat Ears to at least escape. So I think it's a very back and forth game, I would say. But I will give the slight edge to Cat Ears.
The slight edge for Cat Ears as well is mostly because of the only sniper they have is going to be in that kind of roof. It's kind of rooftop area, or like the grade area on top that we can see in the preview. That part is really where La is going to be. And I think we saw as well for Cat Ears, they had a sniper player from Andric number 2. If I remember correctly, they were playing the patrol nowadays instead of Hershey. So that's mostly what those two guys saying. But yeah, well, the slight edge for Cat Ears does make sense because of the aggressiveness that Haypan surprisingly was not able to keep as much as we saw them before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think it's just we're gonna wait and see, because I think for Haypan, they had one real they got one opportunity last game. Right, They got the wipeout, they took full advantage of it, and they won. Right, and I think what really hindered Cat Ears, like you said earlier, the hesitation. They had a chance, they hesitated, and unfortunately, that split-second hesitation cost them the game. So we're gonna see. Maybe they'll be a lot, not less conservative, but you can be a little more reckless. Basically, you have cooler, so you do have that safety blanket. But we're gonna see as we hop straight into game number 3.
Here's the one thing to know as well for Cat Ears. The last time they played in Tower that was on stream, they basically swept. one thing for Cadius as well, they played earlier in the start of the match. They did win against Seed 50, but still, the main thing is we had to know about last match. They swept tower control. So maybe might be able to see it again. But Hershey going on Junior again, actually, fine enough. So yeah, this has good opportunity actually. Instead of Drake and number 2 going Booyah, they're going in with the Strike, which is the better option. And because of the Strike that can lead the whole checkpoint, and also because of that clamshell area, aka the statue.
Yeah, and we might see a bit of some bubble cheese on tower. Harshy going straight for it, going for either, winning with the junior. So Cat, you're trying to set the momentum as quick as possible. Cooler's gonna come out as well. A sniper trade in favor of Cat ears as they're still gonna go break through that first checkpoint. Tickle just barely surviving, 3 down on the side of Cat ears. That push will be over. Getting a trade though before going out, very useful for them. So Heypan with an opportunity here to at least recollect themselves, just kind of redo what just happened, as Lala unfortunately gonna go down there to, I believe, a suction or splat bomb. So very unfortunate there.
Yeah, but the thing is, we need to know as well for Lala. As he knows them fighting the tower and actually able to snipe, they are a momentumous player. Like, the momentum player, from what I mean, is they're fighting the tower and being able to adapt while aiming is actually kind of a momentumous player. So they might be actually fighting the tower while trying to aim, which is basically like leaving them to be able to stab more. But it does make sense that we saw earlier before in the first match they were able to snipe to get the snap kill. So if they are able to stay on that tower and snap a lot, that is going to be their sweep.
Yeah, but we're gonna see this. Like, Zenith is gonna get one before going down. 2 members down on the side of Cat ear. So Heypan, what a snipe there from Eider onto Teiko with the Zuka, and we're gonna see the real choke point of this map mode, which is this second checkpoint. And so far, Heypan looking to just do it without any pressure. There it is, able to break through. Teiko's gonna fall there, so forced to go back up. Lala backing away here as Cat ears will take over, at least for the moment, but Heypan not going without a fight. Unfortunately, one's gonna go down as well, so that will be the end of the push, but a very, very good push for Heypan here.
Yeah, but we see Iron right now trying to go put 1v1 and winning against Hershey. That's going to be huge for them. But as we can see, it's Evil Tickle, aka Tickle, and right side of Drake number 2 keep up with the strikes ready as well. And with the hammer ready, if they get the tower push, what they are going to do right now, they're going to be trying to trap the right side for them to actually have them able to push up. But because we're going to be seeing the junior going down, we are going to be seeing the push down. No cooler, no bubble. Now no tri-charge, even though the tri-charge has been used right after, but they haven't been the last one live. It's going to be a very defensive push now for the side of Cadius, with the hammer being the last one live, but and because of the shutdown as well.
Yeah, no hammer. Hammer's gone. Unfortunate there. So yeah, Cat ears. Their push is also gonna be stopped a little bit short, but Hershey with the bubble at least can do something. Strikes though, gonna go right through that. Hershey, snap. Nice job. Good job, Lala. Sniper doing sniper things as we expected. So Cat ears not able to get a whole lot further. I believe they were stopped exactly where they were last time, and Heypan just hunkering down, playing some solid defense, and it's working out for them.
Lala's snipes honestly has been incredible somehow. Like, it's either going to be tap shots or snapping, but Heypan from Lala was able to get that in the bag and give the momentum really for themselves to keep up going on the zone, on the tower actually. But we're going to be seeing right now for side of Cadius, they're going to be making it to second checkpoint now with 3 down side of Heypan, and Tickle being alive with the hammer finally being used as well for enough. But with now them getting the lead, that's going to be them sweeping the tower once again, going to the last checkpoint with the bubble coming up as well. So that is going to be almost surely them getting to the last checkpoint.
I mean, yeah, they're at it, but can they break it? Hershey just dancing. They're gonna go down as well. 1 member remaining. Tickle is gonna pop the hammer. Lala's gonna shut them down. Andric be the last one on tower. They're gonna shut down as well. 4 takes remaining. Andric number 2 gonna go down as well. So Cat ears will get to 4 points, but Heypan will hold on here. They have at most 2 more pushes to get through that first checkpoint and get down to 3 points remaining. We're gonna see here now they can start 1 going down almost immediately for their side, and Cat ears not going out with the passively as we're gonna see, very quickly able to just reestablish mid control.
I'm going to be seeing 36 left now with Drake number 2 being able to have strikes ready for the GG, and they have become ready for Tickle as they're going to get up to the bunker and to the plat area. We're going to be seeing with 26 remaining now, just a stall. We're going to see the shot going down. We're seeing the DC from La.
that is not what you want to see if you're Haypan. Your main backline is gonna go down, so that all but kind of guarantees a loss for you. The GG Strikes will at least put a bow on it, so Cat Ears will take a game number 3. So Haypan now, their backs are up against the wall. We're gonna see if what happens now.
Damn. I think if Lala, okay, let me check something. Is Lala from the EU or not? They are from America. Huh. Damn. That's weird. But really the main thing is what we're going to be seeing, unfortunately because of the DC, we're going to be seeing now for Calamity Mommy Ruins, Haypan's going to be a little bit finicky. They're going to be having a little bit of a shakeup now, because we saw this before with the Dynasty set. But that was when they had a chance though on game 1. But since this is game 3 against 4 with the Hershey pickup and match point, this is the scary scenario. What do you do now on a small map?
I don't know, because if you're Haypan, not a lot of changes. They kind of stayed consistent with their comp, right? There weren't a lot of changes, so I guess you just run it back. Because like you said earlier today, a team's game plan can really make or break what happens. So we're gonna see. I do think Haypan is a bit at disadvantage because again, this map you can get very far up, and if you're Cat Ears, you know you're playing well. You know you can get up to the enemy base. You know you can let Hershey or Tickle just kind of cook up in there, just cause a really big distraction. So if you're Haypan, your main goal is to at least try your best to not let that happen. Do your best to not let it snowball, basically.
Yeah, then the main thing as well as game plan is synergy, and we know that with Cat Ears, synergy is going to go to Cat Ears up 100% because that pickup of Cat Ears is just basically the Hershey pickup that we all know. And for Haypan, it's again a newest pickup, but because of the help of Zenith and Alder, who is an OG player as well, you know, Zuna, who is OG player as well, but Lala is a returning player. Huh? Mistake. Clip it to be played on stream. That's a tradition here. Mistakes will be seen. That's happening every single time. Welcome to the tradition. And who's going to get the first reset? Who's going to get the first EQ?
Who's going to get it? Who's going to get it?
Who's going to get it?
Who's going to get it?
L or Z L Z or right thumbstick, left thumbstick.
There it is.
Mistakes will be seen.
Everything will be seen. Your mistakes will be seen on stream.
This is a player fault. This is not a streamer fault. This is a player fault. The only time it will be a streamer fault, it's going to be on LAN. So yeah, mistakes will be seen. That is from a streamer themselves who basically streams like every paddling pool. Like if you saw the paddling pool earlier, yeah, mistakes will be seen, and you don't have a replay buffer, so yeah. You won't be able to blast. But really, main thing though, for Clampets 2 mob events, not Inkling Clampets, but honestly that would be kind of cool too, because we never saw that in a while. Small map, Haypan got the win on Clampets 2 Mommy Ruins, actually, because that was a game 2. But at the same time, too, Cat Ears got the win on their round 2 set as well, when this was played. So this is equals out.
Yeah, and I do think, specifically for Umami Ruins, I do think Lala does have a bit of advantage here because the silo area, very good for chargers.
Yeah.
If you have it, very good for chargers. So I do think if you are Haypan, your main goal is to just let or get Lala into the spots where charger can be most effective.
The same thing too to note as well. Andre number 1 and Lala in the sniper battle, Lala wins because the map is small enough that the two snipers, the pencil and the ZF, is going to be fighting each other. But we saw the snaps that Lala was able to get in the matches before and matches now. They can run and snap go just like something something neon white. So with that kind of reaction time, that is basically Lala's victory and the rest of Haypan's victory when they get the score in. But remember, for Clampets, the RNG of Clamp spawning, it's going to be every 15 to 20 seconds. And when that's going to be spawning, it's going to be inverted from the clan basket to be inverted to this clan basket right after. On the silo, it's going to be some clams as well, actually, funny enough. So, in that point, it's going to be on RNG when that setup is going to happen.
Yeah, well, we're gonna see as we is going to our potential final game of SOS this week. We're gonna see what Taypan, what Cat Ears has to bring to the has off the table. Zenith going back over to that mint decaf, and for Cat Ears sticking with what they got, they have Harshi on Junior, they have Tickle on Wiper, they have Andric number 2 on Bucket. They feel comfortable with what they got. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah, we're going to see what happens straight up. First bit, we're going to be seeing Haypan going in from the right side and getting cut off because then it's going to be chaining it actually to the decap with the bubble. But with Harshi on the bubble, that's going to be equal out again on the jump. But the main thing is, so we're going to see right now, is clan advantage going to be going to the side of Cat Ears for the 8 versus 5.
Yeah, we're gonna see what at least happens here. 1v1, two going down for Haypan. Now what you want to see, Tickle looking for a hammer pick, not quite able to find it though. Follow up, able to at least get 1-7-7-7, kind of trapped in the corner. They're gonna go down. The hammer gives someone a haircut, but not quite able to get the pick there, as Cat Ears gonna score first, getting down to 54, 51, 50, 30. They're going and not looking back, down to 36 on the first minute. Not bad, very good push. Harshi with a couple more clans, down to
they got the RNG.
Such good RNG, down to 18. You want to talk about a good first push? This is an excellent first push, getting it down to 18 within the first minute of the game.
Oh my god!
Spawning, they might not be able to get them in. They're not able to, but 18 in the first minute. That's pretty good. That's really good.
That's really good, but at the same time too, if they got the clams in the back, that would have been just a free extra clam right there. And Hardy was so close actually to get another clam, but they get killed off because of, I don't think if I remember correctly who was playing the shot. But really the main thing right now, what we're going to see is 2 down on the side of Haypan. That's going to be Zen and La 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 all together. And we're going to be seeing Andric number 1 coming in. The 2, okay, no, they get killed off actually, but Andric number 1 is able to come back in and just jump back immediately after. Hardy is going to be stuck in the corner. And if the clam is score a little bit more, but we're going to be seeing Haypan able to clean up on their space at least now, get some ink, and now set up in a minute, but Zen is on this top foot, and Lala going to be coming up soon as well. Maybe trying to score in as well, but no, Zen is going to be going down first.
I mean, yeah, I think if you are Cat Ears, you just gave Haypan a free 20 points, so maybe not the best option there. Maybe try to get a little bit more to see Haypan responding in kind, getting at least most of mid in their favor. Zenith going in, looking for a bubble play, able to get it and at least get 1 down on side of Cat Ears, looking for a bit of support there. Did Lala able to get at least 1 power in. Either though, the last member remaining, their 3 downs not be very good for them, so they're gonna be forced to back away, at least give some jumps. So Cat Ears, I can give them credit for it. They shut down the push from Haypan before he even had a chance to get started.
But the main thing is though, now for the side of Cat Ears, they're going to be all on the back foot now until we see that Aldo shut down. We're going to be seeing that CDF shut down from La La, jumping back to the base. We're going to be seeing for Cat Ears with 2 down actually for enough. That's going to be a Dragon number 1 knock them up because they know it's so they're going to be jumping back. But now we're going to see Haypan coming in for another maybe score, but that's going to be a 1-to-1 La La able to get the snipe on a Dragon number 2, and we're going to be waiting for the action from La La to actually do something or pass the clam over to do the strikes and able to come in all together. But because the strike was a little bit too early, that's going to be another soft pass going to the back.
I mean, yeah, and Cat Ears will punish Haypan for striking a little bit too early with a quick 3 down here. Either forced to back away, able to at least get some help on the pick onto Tickle here, but 777 looking for another pick, not quite able to get it. Andric number 2 able to get it, and Cat Ears reestablishing their control over mid. 2 down on Haypan. The flank from Zenith is not gonna work. Cat Ears will break the basket. Tickle getting more clams it down out of their penalty, down to 14 points. And there's Harshi with the ball, and that will do it. That will be the game for Cat Ears. That will be the set for Cat Ears, and that will be the tourney with a very, very dominant game win over there. And Cat Ears will be your winners of SOS 174.
Yeah, 134 winner for Cat Ears, aka the Hershey pickup. Once again, we are not going to be seeing the game plan for Robo Ramen, unfortunately, but at the same time, fortunately enough, because we almost end up before midnight, so that's good for all of us. But enough, because our streamer needs some sleep. Justin really needs some sleep. But really, congrats to Cat Ears because they did win 3-1 once again. Haypan is again a pickup, so remember that. They just still did really well, and maybe we might be seeing them in a qualifier for the LAN championships. Who knows?
Yeah, but we're gonna. I mean, hey, shout out to Hey Pan, putting up a really good fight. But Cat Ears, they just kind of said, "Hey, we're done with this. We're ending it," and they did just that. So congrats to Cat Ears for winning this week of SOS. And with that, that'll be it from us. But before we go, Jorian, where can people find you?
Well, okay, so it's JoeRyan51 on Twitter, but I don't use Twitter really as much. Joe on Blue Sky, or streaming on Dapple, and mostly that's it for right now. Or you can see me at the LAN Championship, or some of the LAN Championship qualifier, like the one coming next weekend on Saturday, Sea Battle. That's not going to be the championship qualifier though, but it's going to be LAN, so you might watch that on next Saturday on Splatoon 20. But what about you, Tubak?
Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter at Topical2, on Blue Sky at Topical2 as well. And speaking of lands, if you are in the Tri-State area, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, please come to Big Dapple number 6. It'll be fun. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic.
It's gonna be chaos. There's gonna be blue fin zones because of Pico, and
yes.
we don't no yes. We don't like blue fin zone sucks. Blue fin zone sucks.
We need blue fin zones. We need blue fin zones.
No,
yes.
we don't.
Yes,
we don't.
We do.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. You'll be booed on stage.
Anyways, yeah, so if you're in that area, please come to Big Dapple 6. We will very much appreciate it. And with that, that'll be it from us over at IPL. Thank you, Justin, once again, for being our great and awesome and fantastic streamer. Thank you for the staff doing all the work behind the scenes. And with that, that'll be it from us tonight. We'll see you all next week for another week of SOS. And of course, always remember to never stop disturbing the peace.
And also check out Go Do a Cup on Saturday at Dapple.
Yes.